Good evening. Welcome to Carrollton, Texas, where the Atlanta Rabbits and the Gainesville Leopards are squaring off in the regional round of the state playoffs for 3A. And I'm Andy Rushing. I guess you're Steve, right?
Well, we can switch places this week, Andy. We're all the way out here in Dallas anyway, so what's the matter?
And what you saw there was the Atlanta Rabbits going through their warm-up paces tonight as they get ready to try something a little different, as they're going to be playing on an artificial surface, AstroTurf, whatever you want to call it, first time, and it may make a difference, it may not.
Lady Luck's with us, though, Andy. We've got an awfully dry field after all the wet fields we've had for the last couple of weeks. Everything should be working in our favor that way.
It's about like playing on a pool table out here. And with their Atlanta Rabbits, with their speed, if they can make the quick adjustment they need to play on this artificial surface, Steve, I guarantee you we're going to see some speeds they hadn't thought of this year. We're facing a tough Gainesville Leopard team, Steve, and they're, well, it's an interesting conflict or rivalry, whatever you want to call it. Is it Brandon Harrison is their lead tailback, and he happens to be kin to Atlanta's own Kenneth Harris, akin to him as their first cousins. And, you know, each of them respectively this year have definitely made some standout contributions to their hometown teams.
Right. And as a matter of fact, we'll get an opportunity to see probably Kenneth's alter ego in this game. Kenneth, being a great runner for us this year, has picked up probably about a third of the Rabbits' yards. Brandon is an outstanding running back also, but according to Coach Scharnberg, he really hasn't gone up against a good defense yet.
That's right, Steve, and not only that, you got to look at this too. Gainesville hates to throw the football. I mean, they're a two-back offense. You're going to see a lot of I formation, split backfield type movement, a lot of speed. They're the kind of team that wants to give that tailback of theirs a big hole, 2 yards in a cloud of dust. He broke a 97-yarder last week, or 96, something like that, yarder last week against who are they playing? Crandall, yeah. And so the young man's definitely got some speed, and our secondary and our front four is definitely going to have to stay on their toes, because if he breaks through, it's going to be a foot race, and it's one we're going to have to see whether we can win or not.
Right. Well, Coach Scharnberg said earlier this week that if he does break through, we may not have a man on the team that'll be able to catch him. The main thing is they're going to have to hit him where it hurts.
That's right. Looking at the Rabbit side of the football tonight, everybody's healthy. We've got a good-looking team. Coach Scharnberg's going to show you who knows how many offensive formations tonight, split backfield, I formation. We could see that single backfield where we bring Everett Dickerson wide into a wing setup for that big power sweep they like to run the sophomore Blaylock out of. 2 games, 232 yards, not bad showing for a sophomore.
All right, we're going to go ahead and knock off right now while the Rabbits get ready to play this game. We'll be back
right after this on AQC TV. Stay with us.
Last year, we introduced Formula Shell gasoline. It's nice to see so many folks getting a kick out of it. Shell, the world's best-selling gasoline.
Rabbits are on the field. Coach Scharnberg giving them some last minutes of encouragement as the coin toss has been decided. And the Rabbits are kicking off. And here they come.
We're not the noisy spot here, Andy.
I mean that. Good thing we can hear. All right, anyway, here we go. Tonight's game right quick. Being brought to you by some of these fine sponsors. Price Hardware, JBL Motors, Ogburns Grocery, Queen City, American National Insurance, bring you the halftime champs pizza, Rushing Pest Control, and Queen City Tire. We'll get some more of them here in a second as they get ready for the kickoff. Adam O'Kelly getting set to kick.
The back's going to be Brandon Harrison, Andy.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Hey, what have we been saying all year, though? Let's see our defense up against their offense.
And also, keep in mind, Julius Jackson, that big fullback, number 87, the man to watch also. He's racked up a considerable amount of respectable numbers himself. So that's something we're going to have to watch. Hey, I'm just cranked up. Steve, we're up here almost in Dallas. It's a beautiful night, nice and cool, little wind, but nothing terrible. Beautiful stadium, and it's just football weather.
Matter of fact, Andy, I feel like most planes coming out of DFW, they happen to buzz us. We're up 5.
Yeah, we're pretty close to the approach, aren't we? Here we go. We're getting ready for the kickoff. O'Kelly gets set. And here we go. He gets a high boomer back to about the... Oh, it is muffed, and it's anybody's ball, Steve.
We got the ball, Andy.
Amu's saying we got it. Greg Fields is saying we got it. The referees haven't said.
Watch who comes up off the bottom here, Andy.
Rabbits, every one of them
It's our
20.
ball. No,
Steve, the Rabbits say they got the ball. Boy, this looked just like Lyndon Kildare going the other way 2 weeks ago.
We got to do something Lyndon wasn't able to do, though, Andy. We got to capitalize right now.
Hey, keep in mind, we got the good foot of Adam O'Kelly. He's good almost from this distance anyway. But I'm looking for 7 points here, Steve. This is going to be great. This is 2 weeks in a row. We thought our defense was going to start on the field, and the offense is getting the start. Big break for the Atlanta Rabbits. In a playoff game of this magnitude, Steve, it's something you just can't turn down. You've got to play some football down here. These Gainesville Leopards are coming out to play. They're state ranked every year. The biggest 3A in the state. Billy Oliver comes in motion around the left, handoff. Oh, Steve.
Andy, that's one of the first sacks.
That was not just a sack, Steve. That was a statement that the Rabbit offensive line had better come ready to play some football. Coach Scharnberg comes out, or Coach Scharnberg's offense comes out and gives up a big sack, and it's going to be almost a
7-yard loss there.
on 2nd and 17 now. Ball on the 22-yard line now. 16 to go. So the Rabbits got some ground to make up already. Kelton running a very similar defense to what our Gainesville running a similar defense to what we saw last week. Harrison rolls in motion around the right side, and Steve, that was almost picked off down there at the 9-yard line.
Andy, it looks like we got some pregame jitters out there.
I'm telling you, Harrison's has had his hands on the ball twice. Both times looked like he was setting up for a pass, and twice he's landed on his backside.
Depending on the play for Gainesville, number 27, Jason Marshall.
It's going that direction. We might be a good field goal range.
We were watching, the pregame out there, and you saw how fired up these Gainesville Leopards were. Rabbits out there, they were pretty cranked up too. They reminded me of the way they came out against Lyndon Kildare, quiet but ready to play some football. I formation now. Everett in the fullback, Blaylock at the tailback. Oliver comes in motion around the left side, and Harrison's going for the pass again. He's got a little time, and Steve, and that Blaylock loses a couple of yards on the pass play. He tried a little dump off screen, and it just went nowhere. It looked like a dump off. He may have just been intentionally going short, trying to pick up some respectable yardage. This is going to be a long kick for Adam O'Kelly as he comes out here, and McCall, the holder's coming out with him, so they're going to try for 3 points right here, Steve.
That's going to be on the 39-yard line, so we're looking at a 49-yard field goal.
He's got the foot for it, Steve, and on this artificial surface, he's going to definitely get a good plant, but this is a long kick. It's going to be short and wide right. It didn't even make it to the back of the end zone, but good try by Adam. He got a good foot on it. But as it is, the Leopards of Gainesville, I'm going to get this right. Yet the Gainesville Leopards take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. So all we did was prolong their first offensive set and give their defense a chance to show us that they came to play football.
Well, you know, as we needed the defense to set the tone for us in the last couple of games. I don't see why they're not going to be here.
All right, they're coming out of a slightly modified I formation, and they're going straight up the middle, Steve. And they're good for about, make it 6.
Number 87,
The fullback, Julius Jackson, getting the first call of the night. And, Steve, he had a good little gain on that. That's a big offensive line they've got out here tonight.
and 5 yards on the carry. Second down.
Just 5 yards.
Leopard, 37-yard line.
Well, Steve, the Rabbit crowd showed up in force tonight.
We're glad to see him. Looks like we're going to need him already.
Same thing, I formation. Harrison in the backfield. Hand off to Harrison, and they catch him back for about a 3-yard loss. McHale just is coming through there, showing that devastating speed he's given us all year. Great play, McHale. And now they're looking at a 3rd and about 7.
Hale Justice.
You know these teams have got to be tight tonight.
Oh, yeah.
They have got to
Weather
be.
tonight, too, Andy.
It's beautiful out here. Just a slight breeze coming off the Dallas skyline almost out here. All right, here we go, Steve. They hate to throw. Let's see what they try and do. They're dropping back. They're looking for pass over the middle. There's pressure on the quarterback, Steve. And it's almost intercepted by 3 Rabbits as Randy Garner did a great job of getting in there and putting pressure on the quarterback. They just barely missed him, and the Rabbit fans are on their feet.
They know when something good's happening.
And I'll be curious to see if they want to kick to Billy Oliver tonight.
Looks like the quarterback's going to be the punter also.
Back deep for the Rabbits, number 35, Billy Oliver. Punt formation for the Leopards.
Well, both of these offensive lines not being tested to the limits early on, with both teams showing surprisingly powerful defenses. And Billy drops it. He picks it up off a bounce, Steve, and he got some running room around the right side, and I don't know.
35, Billy Oliver.
About a 30-yard punt there.
Scared me for a moment there. I thought he might have fumbled that as he rolled over the 40.
Jason Williford.
Well, there again, remember we are on our part of this turf. The ball takes a funny bounce, but if they'll just get used to the way it feels, I think we're going to hang all right. They're going to have to run a few plays to understand that thing.
8:53 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Rabbits on their own 42-yard line. Atlanta Rabbits and the Gainesville Leopards are scoreless here in the first quarter if you're just joining us. I formation, Billy in the flanker. Up the middle for Blaylock, Steve. He gets some good running room and right back where he picked off from last week.
And up number 41, Derek Blaylock.
And I'm sure Coach Scharnberg really wants to get a good running game established, to keep the defense in good and tight and give them a chance to establish a passing game. The passing game has been very effective for the Rabbits in these playoffs, but with Blaylock coming in and giving them that extra dimension in the last few weeks has just made all the difference in the world in this team. Twin splits to the right now. I formation still. Harrison rolls. Steve, that's a pitch to Blaylock, and they catch him for a big loss. That was a good move, counter move by Harrison. He takes a big lick in the backfield and bring up a 3rd down and about 8 now. Ball back to about the 43-yard line. 44, they're calling it on the scoreboard. Boy, that's a nice scoreboard, too. You can read that from up here at the 7th floor.
People from Atlanta want to know how to build a stadium. Let's take a road trip.
This thing's brand new, too, they were telling me. Only a couple of years old. A couple of these big 5As up here in the Metroplex area playing out of it. And, Steve, you got to think pass here. Harrison rolls to the right, Steve, and he sets back. He's going to keep it himself. He throws.
We got 2 men wide open.
Holy cow, Steve! Did you see that? Number 82, Casey Kent, scores for the Atlanta Rabbits on another incredible play by Ken Harrison, and the crowd for the Atlanta. How does he do it?
He had 2 men wide open.
How does he do that? He rolls out of terminal pressure. You think he's just going to get back to give us some good punting area. The Rabbit receivers are doing a great job this year of getting back into position and waiting on him, and the Leopard defense just quit. They closed in for the kill.
That's right, Andy. They thought he was actually going to run for it. Left both men wide open. Boom, we got it.
Just like what happened last week against Spring Hill, and I'm glad to see it.
And that's a good one, Adam.
Steve, Adam removed all doubt on that one. At 7:22 to go in the first quarter, the Atlanta Rabbits are on top by a score of 7-0 over the Gainesville Leopards. You're watching Rabbit football right here on AQC TV. Stay right here.
Nothing can stop the Atlanta Rabbits. They keep going and going and going and going.
Metroplex area skyline coming into your view as we get back for more first quarter action. The Atlanta Rabbits just taking a 7-0 lead over the Gainesville Leopards.
Right as this skyline, Andy.
Oh yeah, nice scoreboard. I like that. Rabbits getting ready to kick off for the second time tonight. They kicked off on the opening kickoff, and they muffed it back there at about the 10-yard line, and the Rabbits took possession, failed to do anything with it, and then turned around after they got it back. Incredible second effort by Ken Harrison on a 3rd and 8. Yielded more than a Rabbit first down. It gave them a touchdown, and Here we go.
We got to hope we're breaking their back early, Andy.
We're having some technical.
Kick.
Oh, yeah.
Right down the
He's
7 yard.
taking it about the 7-yard line. And, Steve, he's got some running room around that right side, and he's going to be brought down to 31. We're having some technical difficulties up here tonight between the microphones, so if we're cutting out or something like that, we're sorry about it.
Tripped up to number 23, Ben Collins. First and 10, Gainesville at the 32-yard line.
So it's going to be a 1st and 10 now. Ball on the Gainesville 32. And, Steve, one thing the Rabbit defense needs to do now is guard against a big, quick, retaliatory strike.
You cannot let Mr. Harrison get to the line.
They don't like the pass, but don't doubt they can't do it when they need to. Handoff up the middle, Steve. He's stacked up. And I don't know what happened, but the Rabbits, there's flags. Rabbits football. They picked up a fumble. And holy smokes, Steve, the Rabbit crowd's going wild. I want to see what this this penalty's about.
I don't think it was a penalty, Andy. I actually think that what they were doing was throwing a sandbag out there to mark where the ball was recovered at.
So, Steve, another fantastic break for the Atlanta Rabbits. They get the ball from the Gainesville Leopards on the 30-yard line now. All right, here we come, Steve. Look for a power sweep to the right with Blaylock. Here he goes, Steve. He's got some running room around the right side. Someone tries to take his head off over at about the 27, but he rolls out of it for about a 4-yard pickup.
Number 41, Derek Blaylock.
I assure you, and they'll learn just like Spring Hill did. If they don't shut that power sweep off quick, they will run it down their throats all night long. 6:49 to go in the first.
Hey, Coach Ornberg shows that he will get what he can get, however it takes to get there. That's a little hyperbole there, but what he is he's going after the throats. Can you hear me?
So the Rabbits come back up to the line of scrimmage. There's I formation. Twin splits to the left now, Steve. Keep an eye on this. Handoff straight up the middle, and it'll net 1.5 yards, maybe 2. Everett Dickerson getting the call. And one thing the Leopards will have to be on guard for tonight is the running attack between both Blaylock and Everett Dickerson.
All right, Andy. Well, all we've seen so far has just been the I offense.
Do what now, Steve?
All we've seen so far has just been the I offense.
That's what Coach Scharnberg keeps it as conservative as he can. He can open it up with that Colorado. Oliver goes around the right side, spreading out the secondary. Harrison's back to throw, and it's just overthrown. He had a wide open Jeff Fouch out there at about the 17-yard line that would have been good for a first down, but it's just a little overthrown. And I guess O'Kelly's going to come in for another 3-point attempt. This one's a little closer in. He's got a lot better chance of making it.
Problem is, Andy, on that one, Harrison didn't have a chance. He didn't really have enough time to look back and find out who he needed to throw the ball to.
I think we got the technical difficulty straightened out now, so hopefully we can get on with this. Okay, Coach Scharnberg gets the team in there he needs to do. The 3.9 seconds on the shot clock. There's a boomer, Steve. It's going to be close. And they call it good. The Rabbits are on top 10-0 with 5:45 to go in the first quarter. And Steve, that's just the spark these young men needed to get in here tonight against this big, highly ranked team. Give them some momentum and get them ready to play some football.
And it shows that the kicking game pays off, Andy.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back with the kickoff right after this on AQC.
This week's special at JBL Used Cars, Loop 59, Atlanta, 1994 Pontiac Grand Prix SE. 4-door tilt, cruise, power windows, lock, cassette stereo, 29,000 miles, a GM program car for only $12,995 plus tax, title, and license. That's $12,995 plus TT&L at JBL Used Cars, Loop 59 here in Atlanta. Go by and see Cal or Ron today at JBL Used Cars, Loop 59 in Atlanta, a proud supporter of the Atlanta Rabbits.
The foot of Adam O'Kelly putting up a 10-point lead for the Atlanta Rabbits. He missed that first one, but, you're talking a 50-yard field goal, Steve. That one was good for, what, 37?
That one there was good for 42 yards.
42-yard kick for the junior kicker for the Atlanta Rabbits. And he gets ready to kick off from the 40-yard line. And the Atlanta Rabbits with that 10-point lead, 5:45 to go in the first quarter, so the Rabbits doing good here. O'Kelly gets a good kick.
Oh, that's
this
just
is going to
the
be
kind
one
of
of those
kickoff
little
you'll-
bullets caught at the 20, and Steve, he just downs it on a knee right there at the 20.
It looks like number 8, Damon Foster, has seen something before.
Didn't we have something like that happen with us, Billy Oliver, fair catching a kickoff?
Kickoff position, number 8, Alan Foster. Down on the 20-yard line, first and 10 for the Leopards.
So the Leopards are going to
Alrighty.
take over first and 10. They're right there on their 20-yard line. You couldn't have been better spaced if you'd asked for it.
This is the point where Lyndon Kildare actually just went nuts and didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Let's see if it takes the same effect on
I don't
them.
think we're going to have this problem with Gainesville tonight. I formation coming out. This is a very conservative football team. They've been here many times. They know what to do. And they've got a lot of motion in the backfield, but the quarterback keeps, Steve. Cody Melton misses. Donnie Hunt doesn't, Steve, and what a body slam. And we're going to get a face mask against Donnie Hunt as he accidentally, I'm sure, grabs the quarterback.
That was too pretty a play.
What's the
to have
quarterback's
it grab
name here?
with the flag.
A quarterback there, that's going to be Wilford.
Face masking.
And
against
you know
us.
they're going to nail it, and that's going to be the big personal foul there, Steve. But I'm going to tell you what, all that motion was wasted on them in that backfield. They ran 2 fake reverses.
Andy, I'm not even going to worry about the face mask on that. After you've circled around that many times on one player trying to tackle him, you lose your point of guard.
Let's give Cody Melton credit, too, for getting back there and putting the pressure on the quarterback. Donnie Hunt just reached out his big hand, and he's trying to grab some shoulder pads, and all of a sudden there was a face mask there. They ruled it a personal foul because it knocked the quarterback down, but still, it was a good, clean play that just ended up wrong, but you don't want to see somebody get hurt. They've got 2 splits to the left, Steve, and a split backfield. Quarterback option around the left side, Steve, and
He had no choice.
it netted 2. And, Steve, the left side of this Rabbit defense is just swarming. Marwin Oliver doing a great job of getting in there, along with Donnie Hunt, Brad McCall. Marwin Oliver, I don't give him near the credit he deserves sometimes. He's like the silent tackle over there, plays both sides of on offense and defense. And believe it or not, a lot of times, anytime you look where that football is, Marwin's going to be over there. I've seen him help break up pass plays before. So Marwin's done a really good job for us this year, along with Mikael Justice at the other tackle. Garner and Hunt at the ends, Fields, Melton, Savage at the linebackers, quarterback rolls. He's looking downfield, Steve. He's got an open man. This could be trouble. Steve, if he had just looked over on the Rabbit side of the field, number 4.
Wide open.
Is that Harrison? No, Medlock, number 4, the flanker back, was out there on the 40-yard line all by himself. Cody Melton had bitten in on the coverage, and Steve, if that quarterback could have seen what I seen, they'd have been sitting with 7 points on the board, or
Well,
6
they were
on
trying
the
to
board.
go with the speed man, though, Andy.
And it didn't work. He had entirely too much pressure on him back there. Let's give the front 4 the credit they deserve. Rabbits come back up to the line of scrimmage now. Harrison directing the secondary for the Rabbits now. He's in there for Ben Collins. They're dropping back past Donnie Hunt.
All right. Way to go, Everett.
Everett Dickerson in there.
Okay.
Doing a good job of sneaking in there and stop breaking up the play.
Ball was tossed right to him. I thought we had it.
Donnie Hunt did an outstanding job in there, Steve, of getting pressure on the quarterback. He almost broke the handoff up. Billy Oliver back to receive the kick. I hope his hands are a little warmer now. That scared me there that first time he got the punt. 5:09 to go in the first quarter. And the clock's not running up here. Wonder why that is. Oh, well. The game clock is not running. Good snap to the punter. Everett Dickerson just barely misses that. And, boy, did he lay one up there. And Billy Oliver gets another break, Steve. He's coming around that right side. And he's going to get back just about to where the ball was handled originally.
Andy, I think what happened on that was they didn't give us enough space to catch the ball.
That's a 41-yard line.
And they throwing a flag down there. It was close. And I didn't see who the up man was that was trying to get his hands on the ball.
It wasn't a 26-yard
This
punt to
thing could
begin
go with crowding. It could go with an illegal block. There's just all kinds of things that could happen out there. But good heads-up play by Billy Oliver, Steve. Let's give him the credit. He made something happen back there on a muffed punt.
Well, I'll tell you what, that head
That
referee
scared
is
me.
really trying to explain what happened here. I don't think somebody down there, I don't think one of the other referees
Casey's
understands.
down there trying to get an explanation right now. I don't see either team pointing.
Okey-doke. Now, Okay, that's what we called there. On the kicking.
Well,
Okay.
all right. Now this is going to spoil us. The referees are wired down here, so we heard what was going on. They crowded our receiver, and that was a 5-yard penalty against the Gainesville Leopards. But the Atlanta Rabbits also, since they'd called for a fair catch, whenever Billy Oliver picked the ball up to run it, he automatically committed an infraction trying to run it after a fair catch.
Sad thing is, when you got that many people right on top of you, what's your first impulse?
Run! Good heads-up play by Billy, though, not to give up the fumble there. Split backfield now for the Rabbits as we get back to play from the line of scrimmage on the 32-yard line. Hand off to Everett Dickerson, and he's good for 5. Good little misdirection as they were keying on Blaylock there, and Everett just breaks through a nice little old hole.
And you know, Andy, they may have a tendency to go ahead and try to key on Blaylock all night, which may open it up for Everett.
See him getting back to the line of scrimmage here. Well, these lights are going to make this film look great. This is a beautiful stadium. And the game clock is working again. 4:26 to go. Just the first quarter, believe it or not. Rabbits on top 10-0 over the Gainesville Leopards. But, Steve, this is a state-caliber playoff team, and they know how to come back. I would not feel secure until we had a huge lead. Oh, but our defense is doing a great. Colorado now, Steve. Harrison on the option, and he goes to Blaylock around the right side. He's going to be bottled up after
Maybe
about a 2-yard
yards.
gain, somewhere around in there. Steve, they were looking for that wide outside sweep, and they forced Harrison on the pitch just a little quicker than he wanted to go, I do believe. And so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. Yeah, they're calling it 2. 3rd and 2, ball right there on the 40-yard line. Be interesting to see now. We haven't seen the sideline pass yet tonight. I noticed them going with it a lot during pregame, so that could be something Gainesville is going to have to look out for.
Just an interesting note, Andy, real quickly. Have we played anybody else that was this color this season besides Kilgore?
I don't know. Liberty Ilo.
Yeah, they're red and white.
Good block. He's going to keep it. Oh, Steve, he's throwing all the way downfield. That's out of bounds.
Only problem is Casey sort of telegraphed what was going on.
Yeah, he only had 3 people out there. Ken, I think, just kind of threw that one away. Steve, he was bad close to just taking that ball for himself and getting the first down, but didn't happen. O'Kelly's going to punt, and let's see what happens. 3:17 to go in the first quarter. 10-0, the Rabbits over the Gainesville Leopards. Ball's right there on the 40-yard line. He's going to have some pressure. 87, the fullback gets in there.
Punt.
And they're just going to back off of it. Steve, this is going to take a Leopard roll to about the 26-yard line, and good heads-up play by Greg Fields and Jason Inslee get over and covered for the Rabbits, and that's where the Leopards will pick it up.
34-yard punt, Andy. That got them back on way back in their territory. So, hey, we started out good.
Now, their defense is doing a good job of bottling up that option, but we're still picking up 3 and 5 and 6 yards at a shot. So the Rabbit offense is staying loose out there, and Coach Scharnberg hadn't unleashed near what he wants to unleash tonight.
By the way, we've only had 1 penalty tonight, and that was our first punt. So offensively, we're doing all right. Mechanically, we're doing just as good.
I agree. Okay, Rabbits out there in that 34 defense now. We're seeing, I believe that's Harrison back there at safety. Pitch around the right side, and good play by Brad McCall and Chad Milton in there to break that one up.
They're still going to Harrison's cousin there, Andy.
They're going to. He's their bread and butter. You've got a man that made 1,800 yards this season. I'm sure Atlanta's going to get extremely tired of seeing number 3 come around that right and left side tonight.
We got to remember, though, he doesn't like pain. So how long can he keep it up?
Rabbits back up the line of scrimmage. I formation now. Looking to the power. They're going to the weak side, Steve. And he's got a little running room. This could be trouble.
Ooh, it took both Brad McCall
Right up there in the midfield. And look who's in there on the tackle. Marwin Oliver stayed with him. Chad Milton limping off to the Rabbit sidelines now. He bummed his ankle or something. This AstroTurf probably got him. And who comes in but little brother?
23-yard pickup on that carry.
Kel Melton coming in for Chad now. He can play in those linebacker positions. It's good to have someone like him to step in there. So, Steve, that was a big first down. Gainesville threatening the Rabbit side of the field for the first time tonight.
I don't.
And maybe a yard. It's one thing, you know, we've really got to look out for tonight. Our guys are so used to playing on that natural turf, and you get out here on this carpet, and you're talking strawberries and twisted ankles and bruised knees all night long. That stuff feels fairly forgiving when you're just walking around on it like we were, but you get out there and you fall down after someone's done knocked you in the head, and it feels like you're landing straight on the cement.
Oh, yeah, and your body just has a tendency to scoot across it like you would indoor-outdoor carpet at home.
They're stacking to that left side. Last time they came around the week, and here they come again. Quarterback option, Steve. He decides to keep it. He's up the middle for a first down.
Boy.
And they're at the 39-yard line.
Mitch Savage just wasn't able to hold on. He had him actually back there, and with only a 2-yard pickup.
Steve, they're doing a really good job of stacking those twins to the opposite side of which way they want to run and leaving us exposed on one side, and they're running that weak side with a power backfield, and it's really, and when the quarterback option they're running, it's really a tough thing for our ends to have to close down. Donnie Hunt's doing a good job, just along with Brad McCullough staying in there. They're going with it again. Now let's see if they come to the strong side. Split backfield. They can go either way they want.
Not but 58 seconds left in the quarter, Andy.
Up the middle.
7.
And make it 4.5, 5. And he's down to the 35-yard line. Under a minute to go in the quarter now. Like you were saying. Well, Steve,
one thing to remember, Andy, is when they have gotten across our 50 in the playoffs, we've been able to contain almost every team we played at this point on almost every series.
I'll be honest, so far, Harrison and his friend in the backfield, Jackson, are two of the best-looking backs we've seen all season.
Yes, they are.
Which reminds me a lot of the way Liberty Ilo came at us in there in the first of the season on that big romp we had, but... Oh, that went maybe a yard. Good job by the Rabbits of closing down the front four. Oliver and Justice doing a great job of staying home. Mitch Savage closing in on the middle. And Randy Garner and Donnie Hunt, they've got their hands cut out for them tonight at those ends. These guys like a lot of motion in the backfield.
All right, here we are at 3rd and 4.
And that's the end of the first quarter, Steve. The Rabbits are on top 10-0. The Leopards are threatening with a 3rd and 4. And we're going to take a break and be back with the second quarter right after this on AQC TV. Stay with us.
For all your cellular phone needs, stop by Atlanta Communications at 104 East Hiram in Atlanta or Cass County Communications at 121 West Houston in Linden. They are your Century Cellunet authorized agent. Century Cellunet's cellular network and digital technology give you a crystal clear reception plus the widest coverage in the area. If you need to stay in touch, stop by Atlanta Communications at 104 East Hiram in Atlanta or Cass County Communications at 121 West Houston in Linden. Century Cellunet, service of the century.
Ready? All right, and some other sponsors we have tonight. Food King, Queen City Foods, Owen Service Company of Atlanta and Queen City, McDonald's on Highway 59, Ivan Smith Furniture, bring a 10 and come on in, Napa Auto Parts, and Felix Frank Insurance.
12 minutes. There, now we got 12 minutes to go in this here first half of the regional round of the state playoffs in 3A class. The Atlanta Rabbits and the Leopards of Gainesville locking horns out here in Carlton tonight. And Steve, we got us a award. Carrollton, I keep saying Carlton. I'm sorry. From
There's
the
too
south.
many men named Carroll out there offended every time you say that.
Never mind.
Right, Mr. Williams.
Now we've got to watch this. 3rd and 4 to go. Steve, 3rd and 4. This is a big, crucial first down for the Rabbit defense. They need to hold them up here and force them to punt. And don't let them threaten like this. Hand off to number 3, Steve. He's going to get the first down. And the Rabbits defense is going to have their backs up now. But they're getting some good penetration in there.
And number 3, Brandon Harrison.
If they have to earn it, I can live with that, Andy.
You know, it's like Coach Scharnberg chastised us earlier in the week, you know.
I wasn't going to say a word about that.
We get surprised when, we act shocked whenever they're sitting there breaking these passes on us and getting runs up the middle. But these are state playoff teams here, Steve. They did not come out to get blown out. They're going to play us lights out. And if we're not ready to play them the same way, we're going to be in big trouble.
We are at this point playing the cream of the cream.
That's right. Ball's on the 29-yard line. That's a 1st and 10 situation for the Leopards. And, Steve, I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out throwing. Nope, they're staying with the run. High pitch out, but he's got some running room. It closes down quick. Great job by Randy. Who we got there? Amu and Randy
Garner.
Ken Harrison in there closing that one down, and they're generously going to give him just about a half a yard.
You reckon Ken enjoys tackling his cousin like that?
I wonder.
I would.
You know, that's got to be different. I
This
mean,
is for all the marbles.
and you know, he could be playing his hometown next week if everything goes right.
That's right. We do play the winner of the of the Jefferson Commerce game.
Look at this backfield now. We've got three.
That's a trips backfield.
And they go right to the power
Oh.
back. Nobody bites, but he's still good for about 4 yards. Donnie Hunt and Everett Dickerson just missing in the backfield.
On the carry.
Boy, Everett just did miss him on that one.
Ken Harrison on the stop.
Harrison versus
carrying, Harrison carrying, Harrison hitting, Harrison throwing. This is gonna get long. 10-0, Rabbits on top. The whole quarter go here in the second quarter. 3rd and 6 to go for the Leopards. They converted last time, Steve. This is 4-down territory, though, unless they've got a super field goal kicker. Look
They
for the
do.
Rabbits to have to fight these last 5 yards, and we need to hold them out bad.
We did see some great kicks during the warm-up.
Same backfield, Steve, and the quarterback still got it. He's being swamped, and oh, what a good job of running
There we
out,
go.
but he's buried, and he tries to spike the ball down for maybe an extra half a yard, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 5 situation now.
Maybe
Steve,
4th and 6. 4th and 6.
they were trying to use a lot of extra motion from those 3 backs in the backfield to confuse the Rabbit defense, but they were Everett Dickerson and what is that, Everett and McHale in there now, doing a good job of sniffing that ball out.
Remember, Andy, Gainesville has 7 players going both ways, so it's going to be a matter of who gets tired first.
The Rabbit cheerleaders down there in close, giving the boys the support. It's 4-down territory, Steve. They're going for it big time. The crowd's on their feet on both sides. They know it's a big one. Quarterback on the keeper. He's being closed down, Steve. He's
No,
going to
he
be
didn't
real
get it.
close.
No way.
No flags on the play.
He's at least 3 yards shy of making
Steve.
Number 8, Andy Bonner on the 21-yard line.
Great play for the Rabbits. They're going to stop them about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short of the first down as the quarterback made possibly an errant decision to keep it himself, and the Rabbits take it over. And, Steve, that was a big stand. That takes a lot of wind out of your sails now.
Oh, yeah. All we need to do now is come back with one of our patented long drives that we seem to learn how to do in the Redwater game.
9:19 to go. 1st and 10. Ball on the Rabbits' own 21-yard line. And I'm sure Coach Scharnberg would love to just nice, tight drive this thing the length of the field with some good offense. Now, look who's in the backfield here. Everett's in that Colorado all by himself. 2 tight end set with Cale Melton coming in there. Hand off to Everett, Steve. Wow.
5 yards.
5 yards. I'll take that all night.
Adoption number 34, Everett.
I wondered when we were going to see that.
Julius Jackson, number 8, Damon Foster.
Both teams sitting here with 3 timeouts left.
Well, they rooked him a yard. It's only 4 yards.
Okay, that's still. if you
We
get
got
four-
everybody up here doing our work for us.
If you get 4 yards at a carry, that's a good night.
You bet.
So giving Blaylock the sophomore rest as we come out of that Colorado, which Everett's more of a find-your-own hole anyway. Emmett Smith type
He just
back.
wants to
I
hit
love to
somebody.
watch him. I don't know
Oh.
what that was, but I bet you all them
Mitch.
yards Everett just got are going to just cost us big yards. Mitch was on a
Mitch was on a pulling play.
and Mitch kind of decided to beat the competition and get out there early.
That's going to happen.
Hey, but we did get the procedure call before the play went off.
We didn't waste a down, guys.
Hey, let's make notice here. I mean, we've got some good referees up here tonight so far. I mean, they have, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, in fact, we've really had some good officiating. They've let the kids play. They haven't called a lot of nickel and dime close penalties. You touch me, he touch me first type penalties. Okay, Oliver and Kidd split. Everett in the back. And this Colorado, look for the pass this time, Steve. And that's what we get. He's got all week to throw it, Steve, and good catch there. Jeff Fouch picking up about 6 of what we lost. 5. 6. He's out there right at the 27-yard line. Did I say Fouch?
Yeah, that's foul.
Okay, I want to make sure I said it. Jeff Fouch doing a good job of bringing that ball in. Beautiful play. He was sitting out there wide open as our receivers spread their defenders out.
That was a 9-yard pickup there, Andy.
Say what?
That was a 9-yard pickup.
3rd down 3.
Okay, 3rd and 3 now for the Rabbits.
Rabbit 28 yards.
And they need this first down, Steve. The offense needs to push these Leopards back. They need to run their defense. They've got their, and we're going to get a timeout, and it's going to be called by the Atlanta Rabbits. As Ken Harrison did not like what he saw out there or something. And We got a 3rd and 3. The ball's down there on the 28. We'll see what happens right after this on AQC TV.
Experience color at its finest. Barfoot Jewelry has 2 gemmatologists on staff and has made a positive and distinct step toward the colored stone market. Barfoot offers fancy colored diamonds, all colors of garnets, sapphires, tourmaline, and much, much more. So come by Barfoot Jewelry at 703B West Main, Atlanta, and let us introduce you to color, custom color.
Out to talk it over. I guess Ken saw something he didn't like back there in that secondary. He may have just been running out of time.
Well, it's the second week in a row, Andy. He's shown a lot of poise and made a move to do something to fix it.
Okay, we're back with Blaylock in the backfield now, and Bashy Noel's in the flanker.
They were showing
I'm wondering what's going to happen here. Harrison drops straight back to go to work. He gets a good block from Everett. Steve, he's throwing all the way downfield. And
we got to have a penalty there.
there's
You
3
cannot block
flags
him,
back
number
there. You
41.
can't tackle the man before he catches the ball. It's
That's
a
their
no-no.
quarterback.
That's face screening, and he knew better than that, but it could have saved the touchdown. I think we get from the spot of the foul on that, too. Now, let me make sure they're going to give it to us.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm not going to say nothing.
If they don't, we got the second weenie call in a row.
Harrison's talking to him. That's a good sign. And I don't see our guys jumping up and down screaming.
You don't see us standing back there 30 yards either.
And Steve, that was really a bad mistake because that cost them some bad yards. If they stack this on like they're fixing to, this is going to hurt. $15-yard penalty, pass interference now. I guess they go from the first down instead of the point of infraction. But he was all over him. That was face screen. He had his back to the ball. He just had his hands up. He all but tackled him before the ball even got there. And he'd have been better off just to tackle him afterwards, maybe. Although he didn't give up near the yardage.
Put us on the 43.
I can hand him that. If we'd have caught that down there on the 30, we'd have been a lot closer to scoring again.
Without the face screen, Andy, he actually would have caught that ball.
Who was that down there, Billy? I think that was Billy down there, whoever it was.
No, he was throwing that to Blaylock.
Oh, Blaylock was out there? A Colorado offense back in the game. Hand off to Everett, Steve. Everett breaks around the left side. They better look out as he picks up a big first down.
12 yards.
Number 17, Jason Wilford, their quarterback and their cornerback, just barely got down low enough for Everett was about to turn his lights out. That's like getting hit by a Mack truck running wide open when Everett lowers those shoulders. I've seen him put people out of the game. 6:03 to go now in the second quarter, first half of play. 8. Oh, that's an 8. They got. Yeah, there you go.
I think they got a light missing.
They got a little light out. Okay, same Colorado formation, 1st and 10 from the 45. Rabbits got 2 timeouts left on the clock. Harrison going to keep this one, Steve. And he gets bumbled around. Hey, Steve, he pitches that ball out there.
Where are they? I don't know.
Hey, can you believe he
Everett's
picked up
legs
another?
went out of bounds.
There's no defense against that. Absolutely. Everett did. We got a flag on the play. And this is going to hurt.
Maybe not.
This one will hurt. As you see, we are backing up already. No flag.
No flag. Yes, sir.
No flag. And Steve, someone needs to inform Gainesville they need to head back towards about the 25-yard line.
Oops. Andy, that was a 13-yard pickup by Everett.
Steve, this is a very critical, I say that, and they're all critical, but this is a very important run for the Rabbits because they're taking this ball the length of the field nearly, and they're doing it through the heart of their defense. They're doing it with a lot of good running.
And they're burning clock.
They're burning a lot of clock. That's my next point. So, you don't want to see them coming away with a field goal, but even a field goal, Harrison goes to Dickerson straight up the middle. Steve, look at this open field running. Boom!
Andy, I can't think of too many things that are much prettier than sitting this high watching.
Do not
like
stomach
that.
tackle number 34, Steve. That's going to be close enough for a measurement as the referees. They're calling a first down, and he's right at the 19-yard line. Excuse me.
That was a 12-yard pickup. No doubt.
Wow. So Everett, do what?
So he gives him 37 yards on the last 3 plays.
We brought Blaylock in, and he started picking up the running load, 232 yards in the last couple of weeks. We forget about Everett, who's been doing a great job of blocking back there, but he can run the football. He may not have gotten the credit he should have had this year for his running abilities.
I think he has.
All right, that wasn't even a good fake. They're just throwing their little sideline out pass, Steve.
Did he make it in?
And Billy Oliver is just breaking all kinds of tackles, Steve. And we're going to get it.
That's Casey Kidd.
Casey Kidd, I'm sorry, but we've got a flag in the backfield, and I'm sure this is going to cost us 6 points.
Mitchie Savage is sitting back there all alone at the moment.
How many times this year have we given up 7 points because of one of those little nose rags out there? That hurt. And that's, we get the call here from the officials. Holding on the offense. A touchdown call back in every playoff. Oh, we've had
our official
statistician slash IE cameraman slash network executive says that we have now had a touchdown call back in every playoff game. At 6:47 to go in the second half, you don't like to give those kind of yardage up because this brings up, no matter what the scoreboard says, a 1st and 20 now for the Rabbits from the 31-yard line of the Gainesville Leopards. And they really need to get this back. Twin splits to the left. Everett's a single thing in the backfield. Melton in there at that extra tight end for the support. Harrison's had all week back there to throw. Everett's just looking for someone to block around that left side. He's going straight for the end zone again. And, Steve, this is going to be bobbled back there in the end zone by number 2 for the Leopards. That is Jack Davis. Jake Davis.
Billy Oliver just wasn't able to jump up high enough.
Yeah, he was kind of outsized there. And that's going to bring up a second down now. And 20.
Billy Oliver. Depending on play for Leopards, number 27, Jason Marshall.
6:40 to go in the first half. Steve, this has been a long first half, which, you know, it's kind of nice. I mean, you want a long game. You make a 4-hour drive to come up here and play football, you know. I mean, let's at least make the drive. But these Rabbits have made it worth the trip so far. We've got a great crowd out here tonight. Our single back in the backfield. No telling what he's going to do. Once again, rolling around that left side. He's got all kinds of pressure. Good block. Harrison's in an open field, Steve, and I don't know what he's going to do now. He gets out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
That was a 40-yard
Donnie
run for
Hunt,
20 yards.
Donnie Hunt, Marwin Oliver, and let me get this young man's name right. Jason Frost did a fantastic job of catching Harrison back there, and we've got a timeout. We've got an Atlanta Rabbit on the field. But the Atlanta Rabbits did a great job of coming back and giving Harrison the blocks. He runs all over the field. I can't tell. We're getting a shot of it. It's not Ken.
They got us so high up here, our zoom won't always go all the way down to the field. But we're not complaining. We're enjoying this height this week.
Usually this is a wind knocked out of you kind of deal here, but the trainers are out there taking some time with him. That's Bashy Noel. And they rolled him over there. Let's take a break while they wait on him here, and the teams are going to take a knee, and we'll be back to see how he is right after this on AQC TV.
For Cooper Tires, go by Queen City Tire in Queen City. Mountain and Balance are free with 10% off tire sale at Cooper Tires. Queen City Tire, Queen City. Go by and see Kenneth Thompson, Lara Farrell, Jeff Marks, and Clifford McCaslin for Cooper Tires at Queen City Tire. Highway 59, Queen City. Cooper Tires at Queen City Tire.
What a scoreboard. 6:28 to go in the game. 10-0 Rabbits over the Leopards. I like that scoreboard.
Can we make sure that each member of the school board gets a copy of this tape this week, Lynn?
My far-sighted eyes can still see that big rascal.
They may think the city council gave it to them.
1st and goal, Steve. The nose of the ball is just touching the 10-yard line.
So we can get a first down.
No, we can't. Because we are touching the 10.
At our angle we are. We might have an inch.
I'm going by the scoreboard. Everett's through the middle stick. What a hit he laid there. He's down to about the 6-yard line. Whoa. He's like a wrecking ball when he breaks through that line and gets 2 steps.
Scoreboard announcer finally got his name right.
It's Everett, yes. They'll know it before the night's over at this pace. Steven, the Rabbits, I'm just been impressed with the way they come out in these playoff games. They're up. They've come out and they knew they had a job to do. They've done the job so far, and they're doing it again tonight. This has been a beautiful drive. Started back there, at about the 19-yard line. Over the middle pass, that's Jeff.
Is that Jeff? No, Cale Melton.
Cale Melton, first touchdown this year, second catch, in fact. All right.
Now, he's been watching Jeff and playing tight end way too long. He wanted to fall down just like...
He was so open out there. I'm sorry, Cale. I am sorry. I just was expecting Jeff up the middle.
Well, when you started to fall backwards like that, who do we expect him to be?
You know, Coach Scharberg had that up his sleeve because he's only thrown to him once this season. And so nobody was watching him when he just broke through there. Harrison had a myriad of receivers, but Melton was just wide open and boomer back to the track. And it's good, and it's 16-0, and 5:49 to go in the first half. You're watching Rabbit football right here on KAQC TV. Let's rock and roll.
Come here, close to the TV, and let me let you in on one of the best kept secrets in Cass County. The best lunch is at Ogden's Grocery, Farm to Market Road 74 in Queen City. Lunch is served daily from 11 to 2. So come on by and find out one of the best kept secrets in Cass County. Ogden's Grocery, Farm to Market Road 74. They're Bulldog proud in Queen City.
Showtime. O'Kelly gets set to kick off. Tonight's game being brought to you by these fine sponsors. Also, that's Barfoot Jewelry, the Citizens Journal, Atlanta Communications, the Shell Food Mart over there in Atlanta, National Insurance, Melanie Thompson Insurance, and one of our Rabbit supporter ads is Welch's Gas in Atlanta, Linden. They're also over in Texarkana and Douglasville, even though I didn't have that on my paper. Rabbits get set to kick off. Steve, Gainesville's down 17-0. You can bet they know what to do from here. And I would not be surprised to see them start with a radical passing attack.
Nice catch.
Now, this guy broke 92 yards last week, or 96, something like that. And they have got to guard him with their life. Number 4, Shelton Medlock with the carry there.
Hey, he's just a junior.
He's not the one that did that. Excuse me. That was Harrison broke the 92-yarder. Sorry.
By the way, Harrison's cousin's a senior also.
Scoreboard says 24. Now they say 27-yard line. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. 1st and 10 to go. I'm thinking pass here. We've got trips, Steve. Twins to the right and one to the left. Amu is going to have his hands full. He's got a sneaker coming around the inside. Steve,
get it?
Is it picked off by Melton?
Yes,
or Ken Harrison, and they're going
no.
to say he trapped it? Oh, that's close. Oh, any way you want to call that.
Replay, Liam. We want to prove that.
I think Ken trapped it, but he did a good job of making it look like he brought it in. Steve, they threw the wrong side on that. The Rabbit secondary was zoned to that side of the field, it looked like anyway, or that's where they ended up playing. And when they snuck that 4th receiver around, I thought they were going to do something there. Okay, now, I don't know, a little confusion back there in the Leopard backfield.
That may be the key.
14 seconds on the shot clock, there's plenty. Twins in the backfield now, twin splits. And they just go with a straight dive up the middle, and he's got some running room, Steve. Foot race? No, not quite. As Randy Garner comes from across the field, makes a great bring down at about the 45-yard line, but it's still a Leopard first down.
Andy, when you have a weapon like that, there's no such thing as just a straight dive up the middle.
That's right. He did a great job of breaking to the left, going with the flow. This guy is about as fluid as water, and he's about as hard to get a handle on.
A 17-yard pickup for him.
And I'm impressed. Matter of fact, both these backs, the fullback and a tailback, have done a great job. Okay, 17, the single split to the right now. One flanker, I formation. I thought I saw a little motion in there. Quarterback's rolling out. And he's just, that was a nosedive. I'm surprised that's not a, they could call that whatever they wanted, but
Mitch Savage wanted to appeal for throwing away on that
They
one.
should have. I mean, they threw it right to me. I guess he threw it to Randy Garner. I mean, he could have brought it up a little higher. So that's going to bring a 2nd and 10 now. I'm surprised. They're down 17-0, but this is not a panic situation for Gainesville. It's really a ball control offense, and I'm surprised they're just not staying with the running game. All right, they're coming with twins to the right, flanker. That's Harrison in the flanker position, single back, and they do a power sweep, and he cuts back across the grain, and he is just buried by, it looked like Marwin Oliver did a good job.
I think that was a play where he was just supposed to look for the hole and run for it. Did you see him when he kind of stuttered after he got the pitch?
Yeah, but that front four, along with those linebackers, know how to stay at home, and they're not going to bite on just every gadget play that comes out. They did bite on one last week against Spring Hill. I'm surprised we haven't seen that end around a verse again. That thing hurt. Twins to the right. That's Harrison in that flanker again. Or excuse me, that's a fullback in the flanker.
Boy, poor Marlon.
I keep saying Harrison that flanker. That is not him. That's Metlock in the flanker position.
Marlon and Justice almost had him behind them.
And look at Chad Melton and all the Rabbits. They're calling for the crowd to get on their feet. And that brings up a 4th and about 8. And the Rabbit defense did a great job of holding out that big breaker by Harrison. And Steve, we've got to guard. This is fake punt all over the field, Steve. We've got the return on, but they could hurt us right here.
Number 57 there is looking back like he needs to make sure which way they're going. See if it doesn't go to number 4.
Quarterback says no. He's going to keep it. Ooh, what a kick. Steve, Billy holds on to this one. He's got a little wall around the left side. He's staying with his protection. He's up to the 30-yard line. And he's up to the 40, and they got a flag. We're going to get a bad block back there at about the 45, and he's brought down at the 30.
About the 28.
28-yard line, but there's a no-no rag back at the 42-yard line.
30. Number 57, Baylon Manning.
Face masking here, they call.
Yeah, but it looked like that was a pretty nasty penalty, but
that was a 54-yard run back. I wish he could keep it.
Illegal block in the back above the waist. That hurts. That's one of those personal foul things. But, you know, hey, Chad Melton ate one of those over at Queen City, illegal below the waist, and he almost put him out for the season. I was a questionable call, though. Oh, well. It's still 1st and 10.
Running.
It's a shame. Billy just... he had such a fine wall set up over around that left side. I mean, he had all kinds of protection out there. Good job by the return team there. Great job. Brings up a 1st and 10 now from the Rabbits' own 32-yard line. Back of the I formation, that looks like Noel and Kidd split to the right. They're going to run them to death, Steve. They're going to run them to death. Handoff up the middle of Blaylock. He may get about 3. You notice that Coach Scharnberg is sending fresh receivers in every play, and he's sending at least one of them long every play, and one of them at least a medium depth. He knows that Gainesville's got their tailback and a couple of their start back and their quarterback going both ways back there. And
matter of fact, and both running backs. There's number 87 out wide.
And they say, you know, that they're possibly even faster than we are in their secondary. So, but you can only run those routes for so long. Blaylock fumbles, and Marwin got a hand on it, but I don't think he's going to keep it, Steve. I believe this one's going to be Gainesville. They're pointing, and the Rabbits hand them a gift. That's 3 fumbles, 3 games. And Steve, the Rabbits defense got their hands full now. That was the kind of motivating thing you really didn't want to see Gainesville pick up. 2:52, right at 3 minutes to go in the first half. Rabbits sitting on a 17-0 lead. And Blaylock took a good hit up the middle and the ball popped out. You got to, credit Gainesville with playing some hard-nosed interior defense. And let's see this defense get back to work. Both crowds getting on their feet now. Justice just blowing through there. Ooh. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Now you can't call that. They're going to call Brad McCall.
The referee only saw the back side of that.
The referee's going to call Brad McCall for a deep interference, and I don't see how they can call that.
Yeah, like I said, he only saw the back side of it.
I mean, that was good defense. I mean, Brad was there actually after the pass.
Yep.
And the ball was uncatchable. It was high. McCall was going up with it. And that's a first down. Ooh, down there in striking distance. That's where they're giving it. Spot of infraction. Just about's where it's going to end up. It's a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. But it's an automatic first down. And it's going to be right there at the 26, 27-yard line. Gainesville comes up in the I formation with those twin splits. Look for them to force that weak side of the Rabbit defense again. Boy, defense, their Atlanta fans are on their feet. Pressure on the quarterback, Steve. Randy Garner just misses him. He's surprised. He's open field, and they chase him out to the track.
27, Jason Marshall. Chased out of bounds by number 30.
Yeah, that was Chad Melton. Chad Melton doing a good job of closing him out, but Steve, they're down here close as they've been all night to score. And that was all just a busted play. Anyway, that quarterback couldn't find anybody to throw to, and he got a couple of good turns. And
12-yard pickup.
they just barely missed him back there at the backfield anyway.
We got to tighten up.
They're doing their job, you know.
Yep.
It's hard to defend against a busted play a lot of time and which way things will happen. Right there on the 15-yard lines where they're going to take off. Twin splits again. Up the middle call to number 3. And no. And you get the feeling that up the middle, that Harrison up the middle right over the center has been their bread and butter all year because you're seeing so much of it. And I think Atlanta already piling on this 17-point lead has just taken them quite a bit out of their game plan. And you can tell they're not really coordinated in their efforts in passing.
I'm not seeing as fresh a team as I really thought I was going to see play tonight, Andy. On Gainesville side, that is. Oh,
blitz on,
here it comes.
And it's missed, and the pass is intercepted.
He's got
Steve Harrison's got an open field, and he's as good as any back on that field, Steve. He's got running room to the 20, no flags, and let's give credit to the entire defense there. Great defensive pressure on the quarterback. The whole defense gets the game ball on that one. The whole defense. Great up front effort. Great eyes by Harrison in the secondary. Harrison's interception was the byproduct of that. Good
Simply
blitz.
Forced him to get rid of the ball.
I believe that was Mitch Savage came powering through there on the blitz. He missed the quarterback. But it forced that whole play to break apart. I see Gainesville's defenders now holding hands out there as they try and get a little unity and spirit going between them coming out of their defensive huddle. Colorado, Everett in the backfield. They go straight to him, and he's going to break for 6. Golly, rabid crowd wanting a face mask call on that. I didn't see it.
I don't even see a flag.
Don't get me, I'll sympathize with them. I mean, we'll take the yards, but what do we got here? 2nd and 7?
2nd and 3.
2nd and 3? Somewhere around there. Ball's on about the 26-yard line. And Lynn's saying, throw it to the 10. Bomb. Air Harrison. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He sets the play. He's going to keep it for the first down, and he's going to get it. He's still got running room, Steve. He gets a block at the 40-yard line where he's going to come down. And there's a minute 10 left to go in the half, and all of a sudden there's a flag back there at the 31-yard line.
It's not ours.
And who's that? Oh, that's never mind. Timeout called by the Rabbits. That was a towel. Their officials were fooled by it. So we got a 1st and 10. The ball is on the 42-yard line of the Atlanta Rabbits as the timeout's called. They've got 1 left. We'll take it, and we'll be back right after this with the whatever happens right here on AQC TV.
The lightweight, rugged 025 chainsaw from Steel will please everyone. With its unique safety features and power ordinarily found on professional saws, the 025 will tackle all your jobs with ease. Steel, why compromise? Available at Price Hardware in Atlanta for only $299.95 with a 16-inch bar. That's Steel at Price Hardware, 302 North Williams here in Atlanta.
I'm watching a scoreboard. They got some good programs on there. Rabbits on top 17-0. Beautiful interception by Ken Harris set up this current drive, and they're on their own 42-yard line that Rabbits are. And Steve, you've got the feeling they're wearing this Gainesville defense down just a little bit. And Steve, there are no backs. We have no backs. This is pure run and shoot. Harrison's under pressure. He's in the open field again. Did you see him tie him up there? Steve, he's going to be good for another first down, which will stop the clock long enough to move the chains. At 1 minute exactly left to go in the first half. He's across the midfield mark, and the Rabbits are threatening to score. Golly. And we've got a hurt Leopard on the field.
Andy,
On the tackle.
are you ready for this?
Yes.
Kenneth Harrison has 2 more yards rushing than his cousin, Mr. Brandon Harrison.
The tailback. What's he got?
Kenneth has 40. I'm getting confused here. Kenneth has 40 and Brandon has 38.
Amazing. And we've seen some fantastic breakaway running from the backfield from Harrison tonight. Dickerson's done a good job. Blaylock, whenever he's been in there, give that one little fumble there. But aside from that, he's done a fantastic job in there tonight. Leverage taking a knee out there. He gets up. He's going to be okay. Do what?
Our cousin's better than your cousin.
Hey, there's another half of football left to be played. I ain't getting cocky for nobody. You see the crowd back there, the big, huge crowd. At least to me, for the Rabbits tonight. This is as big a crowd bigger than the crowd that went to Lobo. It looks like.
We may have a good bit of most of Cass County out there.
Who is this now? We got is that 55?
Number 55. Ooh, that's a starter too. Travis Middlebrook.
That's their. It looks like they're one of the guards coming off the field, and looks like a bum ankle, but he's walking them both and stretching them out. And if you could hear it from over there, the Rabbits got their white signs up hollering, "Go Rabbits, go." 1 minute to go in the half. It's going to be amazing to see what happens. Colorado offense, they've got a back in there this time instead of 5 wide receivers. And 1 timeout for the Rabbits. So we're looking at a fake to Dickerson, who picks up a huge block as Harrison rolls. And Steve, he's just going to have to get out of bounds and eat about a 5-yard loss, as they had us covered all the way down.
5-yard loss, Andy.
Oh, well.
Ken Harrison on the keeper.
48 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Well,
Harrison, Everett Dickerson, though, let's give him credit on a beautiful block there. He came off that little fake, and he laid out that defensive end, sprinting around the right side.
That puts,
You're right. There's a lot.
That puts their running back at 5 yards better than our quarterback.
What are we looking at? The scoreboard, yeah, now it's got it 17. It was showing 14. Well, let's see what happens. He's got to throw it if they're going to try any clock control at all. Otherwise, he goes to Dickerson, and Everett's going to come around the lest side. I don't know what.
Momentum, Andy.
Whoa! It's a foot race, Steve.
Run, yes,
Everett's
sir,
strutting
run,
on the
buddy.
sidelines. I don't see his flag
Andy
down. He's down at the 1, 2, 3 yard line. And where's the flag? Oh, he's out. I saw that. He's out of bounds at the 3 yard line. I thought we had a hurt Leopard on the play. Steve, that's the prettiest run Everett's made all year.
Oh.
At the 24.
Oh, at the 24?
That's fine.
Where he started high stepping at? He was walking it close, but Steve, at 39 seconds to go, we're in O'Kelly range again.
That's right.
1st and 10 from the 24, and you're coming out of Colorado. You got Melton and Fouch in there tight. Everett can catch a pass whenever he wants, and plus we got 2 fresh wide receivers checking in on every play. The Gainesville defense has got to be wearing out. I am.
Put a little icing on this cake here, Andy.
Showtime. Drop back pass. He's throwing it straight down the sideline, and there comes the no-no rag. Steve, that's going to give us a 1st and goal from the 5, 6, wherever they want to mark it. Number 4, Medlock, the flanker back, also going back there in coverage. He was all over Casey. Casey would have caught that ball had Medlock not been in his way and, tackled him.
Andy, I'm beginning to think that's the only way they know how to defend.
Well, like I was saying, they're throwing 2 fresh receivers on that field every play. And whenever you've got your starting quarterback, tailback, flanker back, all these people playing in the secondary, that's a lot of running whenever you're sending them deep. And Coach Scharnberg has had deep routes on every play this game, regardless if he was just trying to pick up a yard. You can't see it's off to the left there, but the big bad band from Rabbitland coming on here in just a few moments for the halftime. And Steve, if we pick up some more points here, they're definitely going to have something to sound off about. Hoorah! Oh, I can feel the Rabbit crowd from over here. We're going to get a timeout called by somebody. I wouldn't think we would, not with 25 seconds on the clock. The referees, he's just setting the ball up. Boy, these lights are making for some excellent video tonight. Colorado once again, why not?
I think we got it, Andy.
Steve, that's going to be
Touchdown,
Billy Oliver. They threw it right over Jeff Fouch's head. The whole secondary pulled in on it, and Billy just caught it. Billy takes the knee, not Billy, but Jeff Fouch takes the knee out there. and he's got a little limp as he's coming out of the end zone. I hope
Andy,
he's all right.
The hardest thing about that play was keeping Jeff from catching it.
Got to remember, Jeff's still possibly nursing a bad knee there, and we got to watch him, and a bad back, and no telling what else. But he gets back on the play. Steve, it's 23-0 right now. We're trying to make it 24 with 30 seconds left to go in the quarter and the half.
No doubt.
Low snap, but he got it in there, and the Rabbits are on top, 24-0. We're going to take a break and bring you the last 30 seconds of the half right here on AQC.
Corner AQC TV Gibson Guitar Giveaway has been extended to December 1st. Now, let's run over the questions. Who was Buck Owens' guitar player in the 60s and 70s? What country legend makes his home in Mount Pleasant, Texas? Who played the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock in 1969? What Cass County native promoted the Walton Wood Project with a CD called Common Thread? Who is called the Man in Black in country music? Who wrote the theme to the Pink Panther? What new country artist is from Wake Village, Texas? What famous bluesman was born in Caddo Parish, Louisiana? What famous ragtime artist has a mural of himself in downtown Texarkana? Now, the deadline has been extended to December 1st. All entries must be received at the AQC TV studios or Musicians Corner by December 1st. If you would like a list of all the questions, go by Musicians Corner, Loop 59 in Atlanta, or the AQC TV studios located at 201 Pinecrest in Atlanta. Good luck from all of us at Musicians Corner, Highway 59 in Queen City, and AQC, Hometown TV.
The big bad band from Rabbitland getting ready to take the field in about 30 seconds or so.
So for visitors, they'll be the first ones on again tonight.
Hey, the Atlanta Rabbits are on top 24-0. But if you're just joining us for the broadcast and haven't managed to read some newspapers or whatever in the last 4 days, when you'll be seeing this, Steve, I'm surprised. I mean, now, we've got another half of football to play, but, I mean, I know we've got a quality ball team, and Coach Scharnberg and these guys and Coach Melton have done a great job, but 24-0 in the first half, I mean, I'm surprised.
Hey, everybody this week asked me what the score was going to be, and I said, I don't know.
These kids are improving. Steve, in my opinion, they're improving every week. They want this bad. You can feel it.
That's what it comes down to.
O'Kelly and his mighty foot gets set to pooch another one downfield. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these floppers downfield just to make it hard to handle, and that's what we get. Bounces at the 25. It's taken at the 23. Number 4, Medlock, gets nailed at the 30. And 25 seconds is all they've got to try and put something on the board before the half.
We can't give up right here.
Damon Foster on the return. And up to number 50, Robert Lawson.
Remember, the winner of tonight's game goes on to play the winner of the Commerce-Jefferson game. By the time you're watching us on TV, of course, we'll know one way or the other, but it's a mystery to me right now.
Well, send in your votes. Tell us who you want to play.
Ooh, handoff up the middle. That surprises me. I mean, it was a good dive play, but
that's all they've done.
5 yards is not going to produce what you want unless they're trying to set us up with some kind of deep play, but
I think they're trying to establish a running game.
Now, one thing you notice in the last couple of weeks, we've been playing these fast teams. They've had Ken Harrison back there playing in the secondary at defensive free safety, and he's done a good job.
Well, there was some mention this morning in the one of the medias north of us in Atlanta. Coach Scharnberg was quoted as saying there were about 4 players that didn't show up for last week's game. And I noticed at the moment that Ken Harrison substitute for somebody. There's a couple other substitutes out there.
Well, he's in there for Ben College, you know, sophomore. He's done a great job for us all season. He's a headhunter. He is a step slower than Ken, from what I understand, and we got to give him credit on that. And you get an experienced man like Harrison who knows how to read coverage, and you know Harrison's the kind that can identify an offensive set whenever it comes out. Oh,
neat pattern. That's how good these lights are out here, Andy.
Well, he's right there on the 50. That is good
Looks like
coverage.
A compass.
That is good. Right there in the middle. If you pull back, you'll see the circle he's standing in. He doesn't look like a sundial.
This is also a soccer field. That's what the extra mark is.
Look, there's a football game going on, guys. 18 seconds worth of it and a half. And Harrison gets one of those star clusters now. Hey, they sneak McCall on the field.
Who got him? Who's that, Justice?
Now they're going to call timeout. Yes, they called timeout. And that was Justice blowing back in there.
Was that Billy Oliver?
Judge Marshall.
I really was watching the secondary. And they're just going to let this one run out.
Good
And
boy.
the Rabbit crowd, Steve, is just elated. You can see the white signs they had made up for this. And you see probably 1,000 or so of them up there in the stadium tonight. And they're waving them with pride. Steve, I'm impressed with this Rabbit team. 24 points in the first quarter against what has got to be one of the class teams of 3A in this entire
It's
state.
the biggest team in our state as far as 3A goes. This
Let's
is the
remember, they
biggest
put a
school.
whopping on South Lake Carroll this year. I mean, this is not a small football team. We're going to take a break, let you get set for the big bad band from Rabbitland. They're going to be coming at you next right here on AQC TV. Stay with us now.
Come on over to the hometown choice, where we sure will be there for you.
Hello everyone, I'm Jerry Griffin. Do you have your renewal for your auto insurance yet? Did it go up again? Are you fed up with it? Then call me, Jerry Griffin, at 796-8676 for a free quote. You see, American National is dedicated to keeping the rates low and the service high. Maybe your company is raising your rates to help pay for earthquake damage in California or a flood in the Midwest. Is that fair? I don't think so. Folks, 1994 has been a record year for American National, and it's not because of rate increases. So call today at 796-8676 to find out why your friends and neighbors are changing their auto insurance to American National with Jerry Griffin.
Come on over to the hometown choice, where we sure will be there for you.
Tonight's halftime performance brought to you by American National Insurance on Main Street in Atlanta.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, Atlanta High School proudly presents Atlanta's pride, the Big Bad Band from Rabbitland. The band is under the direction of Neil Sutton, Chris Roberts, and Debbie Sutton, and the field direction of Laura Thurman and Amy Wall.
Get as much as you can carry.
Soloist tonight is David Rollins. And now, the Atlanta High School Band in a performance of pride.
Tomorrow night, we're doing we're doing a hockey game with the Dallas Mavericks. We're having a knock-off.
We will now feature our color guard to Give Me Some Lovin'. Atlanta's Pride, the big bad band from Rabbit Band.
We'll be right back with the second half of the regional championship with the Atlanta Rabbits.
Come on over to the hometown choice, where we sure will be there for you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Griffin. Do you have your renewal for your auto insurance yet? Did it go up again? Are you fed up with it? Then call me, Jerry Griffin, at 796-8676 for a free quote. You see, American National is dedicated to keeping the rates low and the service high. Maybe your company is raising your rates to help pay for earthquake damage in California or a flood in the Midwest. Is that fair? I don't think so. Folks, 1994 has been a record year for American National, and it's not because of rate increases. So call today at 796-8676 to find out why your friends and neighbors are changing their auto insurance to American National with Jerry Griffin.
Come on over to the hometown choice, where we insure we'll be there for you.
Over here for another half of play as the Atlanta Rabbits resoundingly, is that a good word? 24-0 over the Gainesville Leopards here at Carrollton, Texas, outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, on one of the absolute finest football fields I have ever seen in my life.
Andy, I hadn't seen a plane come over us yet. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, concerned we're on the end of the flight line at DFW. Hey, the Rabbits are down here. You see them warming up, getting ready to come on the second half. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, you know, we brought our jets. I just want to see Dallas's jets.
Hey, Steve, you got some totals for me.
Oh, let's see. Where do we want to start? Well, their Harrison's a little better than our Harrison at the moment, except he can't pass.
But how about our Everett?
Our Everett's way up there. Eight carries at the moment for 85 yards. Kenneth Harrison has 4 carries for 33. Don't forget he's got 2 negative carries in there. And then Blaylock, playing a great decoy at the moment for Everett and opened up a lot of room for him, has 7 carries for 19. On Gainesville side, their Harrison has 12 carries for 58 yards, and the quarterback Marshall 6 for 17.
Yeah. I was just telling the totals. They were telling me for the end of the half, we've got like 210 total yards, and they've got like 89 or something.
No, how about 245, and they've got 92.
Ouch.
We have 177 on the ground and 68 in the field. 68 in the air.
I'll go with that.
They have none in the air. They haven't completed a pass yet.
Yow. Now, Steve, this is dangerous time for the Rabbits. I mean, we've got a commanding lead, 24-0. It's our game to lose.
Right.
As the Gainesville Leopards come back on the field, you hear them, and the Rabbits are lining up to break through their sign. You got to look for Gainesville to get out of their game plan. You know they want to stay on the ground ball control. They've only had 450 yards passing up to this point this season. But, Steve, you got to look for them to start testing that secondary.
They need to go ahead and get 450 more tonight in order to catch up with us. Andy, a strange thing. I was just talking to some of the press from Gainesville a minute ago, and this is the 3rd week in a row we played a team where everybody came in from the opposing side thinking they had the next state champion. You know, the talk around Atlanta's been, boy, I hope we do all right this week. Hope the guys are really up, but we're not really talking about state at the moment. Here we go. Gainesville's people just a minute ago said, yeah, boy, our team's good enough to win state. And I'm looking at the scoreboard, it says 24-0. You know, and I'm looking at them going, well, you know, he goes, well, y'all got a pretty good team, but I see a lot more talent on our side. I don't understand it.
Steve, me and you started this in what, September with these guys over in August, yeah. Whenever we started with Kilgore, and we knew we had just a ball club full of talent. And, you know, no matter where this goes tonight or for the rest of the season, in fact, whatever that may be, I have never seen a group of kids continually every week improve. Say after Mount Pleasant and Liberty Islo, which was a big learning experience really for them. They've just come together, they've gelled, they've improved. And these last 3 and 4 weeks, ever since really Coach Scharnberg made the adjustment to the Colorado offense against, the Redwater team, we have seen nothing but improvement and gains by leaps and bounds by the Rabbits.
And, you know, I covered the 1983 Dangerfield Tiger team that went to state, and I was making comparisons the other day to that team with Coach Scharnberg. And the thing that's different is Dangerfield was a dominating team. They were going to beat you 50, 60 points every game. There was no doubt. The difference here is Atlanta has been a team. They have been able to count on the person they needed most at the moment when they needed it.
That's right.
Which is different from Dangerfield. Dangerfield was just a dominating team. But here we've got guys who are really playing and working together and wanting to work together.
And whenever you sit there and you say, well, someone needs to step up, pick it up, and bring the tempo up, you know, or we need someone to get in there and take command, they're doing it. It may be Ken Harrison, the quarterback. It could be one of the Melton guys, you know. It could be something one of the backs does. Who we got there? There's one. That's Tommy Thomas and
I'm
Brad
still-
McCall.
I'm
There's
still,
Kale.
I'm still waiting on Scharenberg to turn around so we can see the A shaved in his
Hey,
head.
let me get number 46 right there on your screen. Cale Melton got his first touchdown tonight for the Rabbits. I was just so proud for him. He's been in that tight end for weeks. They've not even thrown to him but once, and that was just a off-the-side pass. And, Steve, he was sitting so wide open that end zone, if he'd have dropped it, he'd have never forgotten. Hey, we're getting ready for the second half of play.
That's what I was talking about, though, Andy. We've been able to count on somebody when we needed them.
And here comes the kickoff. The Rabbits are going to receive on the ground, and another bobbled when Mikhail Justice drops it. Oliver drops it. Oliver
Oliver's got it
dances
back.
out of 3 or 4 tackles and gets pulled down to 25, Steve. One step, and it was lights out.
Andy, if they had just bobbled it one more second, I think Oliver would have been able to get around that guy.
Now, this is not taking anything.
Not that we want to try that.
And I'm not going to discount anything from Billy, but they don't know how lucky they were Mikhail didn't get his hands on the ball. They really don't. I love watching. I got to see him run some last year and a little bit this year in a couple of games, and he is as good a tailback as I've seen. And I really miss him. I mean, I really miss not getting to watch him run, but he's so dominating at the defensive tackle. All right, Rabbits set the. Yeah, let me see. We got Hunt and Oliver in there at the line. Oliver's going to go in motion to the right. Sweep to Blaylock. They're coming right back with that Rabbit sweep right. And
Fumble the ball.
Did he fumble it again?
Yep.
And they're saying they got it, Steve.
Number
and
6
that hurts.
recovered it.
That's 2 fumbles and 2 turnovers for Blaylock tonight, Steve. And he's taking some hard licks down there. He's, frame-wise, he's pretty tall, but he's light, and these Leopards are laying some licks on him. And, Steve, we didn't need that.
Well, we're in territory where we've been able to hold them all night. We just got to call on defense a little earlier than we expected.
Well, I was going to set the offensive line, but we'll get that in a little bit. Hunt and Garner at the corners. Look for Justice and Oliver inside at the tackles. Here comes Field on the outside corner blitz. Harrison gets a good 7-yard pickup off a missed tackle. That looked like Miss Savage getting a hand on him and just missed him. And make it a 2nd and 5.
Second and 4.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Well, they're down here in quick strike distance too, Steve. You don't want them to get their heads up. Gonna be something. As they look for Everett Dickerson to move in that tackle for Moore and Oliver here in a minute. If they get too close to that goal. I formation now, split to each side.
We need a great stuff right here, Andy.
Savage acting like a blitz, but he stays with the flow. Hand off to Harrison, and Steve, he's got a corner, and he goes out of bounds at the 6.
Way to
Make
go,
it to
Brad.
4. Make it to 4. Brad McCall closes him down, but not before he picks up a first down and gets pushed out of bounds at the 6. And if he'd had one more step, that wouldn't even been a race. That's really the closest this is closest they've even been down here, and they got a good break off the fumble.
Andy, we cannot go flat right here.
No, you can't. They're going to leave Oliver in there at the tackle. They're just going to crowd the line of scrimmage.
We've got to hang tough.
Now look at here, got that trips backfield now. Handoff. And he's buried at the 6, Steve.
Mikhail
Savage. Justice in there. That was Harrison on a safety blitz. Hello. That was Harrison and Savage.
Harrison versus Harrison.
Harrison did a great job of sneaking in there on the safety blitz. Justice was coming in from the backside. He would have caught him. The Rabbits haven't been impressed by that trip setup so far in the backfield. I don't even know what you call that.
He knocked Cousin Bubba back 2 yards.
I don't even know what you call that backfield.
It's a form of a T.
I guess.
It actually looks like the original T, but I
guess it is. They're coming out of it again, whatever it is, and they're crowding the line of scrimmage once again. Single split to the right, and dive play over the middle, Steve, down to the 2-yard line, and it's going to bring up a big 3rd down.
That's what I said, Andy. They might score, but I want them to earn it.
Coach Melton going to keep Oliver in there now close. A lot of times he'll bring Everett in here, but I guess he's going to stay with it. Donnie Hunt in there close. Now Garner and Hunt have got to be on the lookout here.
You reckon on 3rd down they'll try a pass? They hadn't worked all night, Andy?
No, I think what you're going to see is them try and run right over Mikhail Justice's head out of that tee. That's where they just picked up the yards. They don't like to throw it, and this is not where they want to throw the ball. And
that didn't get anywhere.
I don't know where that went. It's going to be close in there. It's going to be down there about the 1-foot line. And what a goal line stand. Woo! Let's see what happens.
I'll give them 4th.
Now, let's look at here. Oliver, and Justice. Mikhail Justice is a head shorter than anybody on that field. And, Steve, this whole thing's going to ride on him and Marwin Oliver. Look for Mitch Savage to come in there at the 2 technique. Here comes Everett.
Marwin's going out.
They may have to call a timeout if they don't get him off the field in time. No, they'll let it ride. Here we go, Steve. And I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it.
They fumbled it. Nope, he didn't get it.
He did not get it. Steve, Everett Dickerson and Mikhail Justice and Mitch Savage. We held them at the 1-foot line, and what do you? And Steve, this is what makes a team
now, wait
right
a minute,
here.
Eddie, there's some discussion.
No,
that's our ball.
It doesn't matter. It didn't get across the line of scrimmage. It's our ball, no matter what you want to say about it. But look where they're spotting it.
I was just about to say.
Can you get any closer in there, Lynn? Now look where this ball is sitting. I mean, it's almost a safety right now. I mean, if the nose guard sneezes, it's a safety. Steve, that was a goal line stand. That is reminiscent of 2 years ago, Atlanta and Queen City and Mount Pleasant, whenever they had 6 shots at the goal line and we stopped them. And this was a big play for the Rabbits to stop this powerful offense and retain a 24-0 lead. I look for Harrison just dive right over the middle. Yep. And he's going to pick up the 3 or 4. Make it 5. He needs to get some breathing room back there, and I'm sure we're going to see Everett get the call.
I almost gave that to number 3.
Oops. I know I didn't sound very excited whenever they stuffed him down there at the goal line, but it just happened so fast. I was like, golly. I mean, you don't see many 1-inch line stuffs like that very often, Steve. Not
very often at all.
Especially against a team that's masked up the yardage and the type of plays these guys have. Okay, Colorado offense, Dickerson, the lone man in the backfield. Harrison drops back, Steve, and he's going to be safety. Fumble. It's a live ball, 7 points. I knew that was coming.
Andy, I got to ask a question. Why wasn't the whistle blown the minute he hit the turf?
Because the ball came out of his hand before he went down. I watched him knock it out of his hand. And Steve,
before or after he hit?
How do you get that? That was a good job by Carrollton coming in on that high-speed blitz there, and they got all of, or Gainesville on them. That was a high-speed blitz. They were all over Ken before he had a chance to do anything. And Steve, the only score they've had so far tonight, we have flat-handed them. And that's. And did that go?
No, it blocked.
They blocked it? Boy, that's nice. I haven't seen that all season.
Brad McCall and
24-6.
Mr. Melton in there.
8:18 to go in the third quarter, and Gainesville is on the score on an errant blitz play that knocked the ball out of Ken Harrison's hand. And we'll be back with the rest of it right here on AQC TV when they kick it off. Stick around.
Close to the TV. And let me let you in on one of the best kept secrets in Cass County. The best lunch is at Ogburn's Grocery, Farm to Market Road 74 in Queen City. Lunch is served daily from 11 to 2. So come on by and find out one of the best kept secrets in Cass County. Ogburn's Grocery, Farm to Market Road 74. They're Bulldog proud in Queen City.
That's Billy Oliver and Blaylock back there to receive the kickoff for the Rabbits now. Fumbleitis cost us there, Steve. Now, you can't blame Harrison in that backfield. Oh, blooper to Oliver, and he gets his hands on it, Steve, around that right side again. He finds a little seam up the middle. He dances to the 35, and did that ball come loose?
No, he just barely did hang on to it, but he did hang on to it.
Now, these fumbles are scaring me. These kids haven't fumbled all season really to mount anything.
Nothing that's hurt us like this.
No.
It didn't hurt us either.
Now, look, Blaylock, he fumbled a kickoff, and that or the first play, that hurt. And then you get Harrison back there after an awesome goal line stand, Steve. And I mean, they had a good shot, they had a good blitz on. We didn't pick it up.
I was willing to give up the safety there, and that hurt.
And,
the touchdown.
well, Ken was trying to, I think, eat the safety when they just slapped the ball out of his hand. He's going to make things happen if he can, and sometimes that's the consequence. It's 24-6 now. We blocked the PAT, which was really nice to see. Sweep to Dickerson on the left side. He breaks up the middle back to the original line of scrimmage, and this Carrollton defense is getting fired up really for the first time tonight. Gainesville, hello. God. I'm in Carrollton. We're playing Gainesville. They're red. That's okay. It's Ken Harrison. I know that's Ken Harrison on the field.
That's Cale Melton going off.
Huh. And our quarterback coming on. 17 seconds on the shot clock. 7:42 and counting in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 from their own 35. The Rabbits, they need some production here. What they don't need is 3 strikes and you're out, and give these Leopards a chance to really get back in his ball. A little reverse play to Bashy Noel, Stephen. He's got some running room.
Maybe 10,
He's going to be close to the first down when he goes out of bounds there, and he is swarmed out of bounds.
I think you got 12 on that one, Andy.
Well, that'd be nice. They're showing first down, and they're going to move the chains and set it up for a 1st and 10 from just about the 46-yard line. Good little sneak reverse by Coach Scharnberg calling there. Bashy Noel carried it off perfectly. They had the key on Blaylock, Dickerson, Harrison.
And all of a sudden, out comes another gun.
Coach Scharnberg just has so many offensive weapons. If he can ever get you looking one way, he's going to burn you.
Andy, something we hadn't mentioned yet, the artificial turf really hasn't bothered us tonight.
No, not really. They've been getting Harrison's on the keeper, Steve, for another 9.
8.
Wow. No, you're right. Matter of fact, the kids seem to be relishing the fact.
Which is scary because that's where they're going to play next week.
You know, we've had a couple of really good drives here tonight that have made the difference on this, where our score is right now. You know, it's something we've really done the last few weeks. We've taken the ball, we've driven it the length of the field, and put some points on the board, things we weren't doing at the first of the season.
Right.
Okay, this is Kidd and Billy Oliver to the left now. I formation. Harrison's going to keep it again. He'll get the first, or be bad close to it.
Now, talking about the turf not really hurting us, that could have been part of the cause of the fumble on Harrison back there.
That's true. He was stuck. I mean, you plant your feet and you're there.
Blaylock going down, that's a different kind of burn when your elbow hits that turf. It hurts.
First down. Yeah, and this is like playing football on a pool table with some pad, you know. And you can literally become the cue ball. All right, that's Casey Kidd checking in with Harrison with the play. 1st and 10. We're across the 50 now into Leopard territory from just about the 43-yard line on a good drive,
I
Steve.
hear the Energizer Bunny.
Oops, they're going to call us. They're going to get us. And make it 1st and 15 now. And that's something we really haven't had a lot of the last couple of weeks. I noticed these kids just trying to get off the ball. Line in there, that's number 65 for the Atlanta Rabbits. I need to make sure I mention these guys' name. That's Anthony Nickelberry. Mitch Savage is in there. You'll see Jason Frost in there at the center. Marwin Oliver and Donnie Hunt over on that right side at the guard and tackle. Jeff Fouch in there at the tight end. Kel Melton will be in there when they run that Colorado.
Hey,
that should have been an offensive offsides. Everett's got the ball, Steve.
Run, Everett!
There's 2 flags on the field.
It's against them.
If it's against them, we're going to have a great play here, but I don't know. Boy, that was some great field poise by Everett. Those shades of Everett 2 years ago when he'd spin out of those tackles and get some traction, but
that was a 30-yard rush.
We had one of them in the neutral zone.
Definitely theirs. I watched him jump. All right. Frosty's saying go on.
I like that part. Steve, now we're threatening seriously, and this is going to give Gainesville a rough road to hoe if we pick up another 7 here. Just what the Rabbit fans are looking to see.
That gives Everett 115 yards for the night.
You know, I'm so excited up here right now watching these kids play. I'm having to contain myself because, I mean, they're playing class football. Okay, I formation, splits to the left, and we go straight to Everett again. Steve, he breaks around that left side. Look at him go.
My helmet meets
5 yards. Steve, they were pulling him down earlier in the season back there in the backfield. Maybe this turf's got something to do with him being able to get some traction.
Well, you got to think about it. As strong as his legs are, he's going forward.
Now, he's pushing over 100 yards by now, I'm sure. Or close
that's
to
what
it.
I said a minute ago. He is already over 120 now.
Amazing. So this week it's Everett. Last week, 2 weeks, it was Blaylock. Harrison's having a fantastic game. The whole offense is having a good game. Whenever you got 24 points in one half, you've got a good. And let's give our defense a lot of credit. They've pretty well been scoreless. Mitch.
Hey.
Mitch. Mitch jumped, if y'all didn't know. You know, now he's our linebacker. He's used to reacting, and it's a big switch to have to jump over there into that tackle position.
By the way, Andy, we've already had the ball.
What was he saying? He's trying to beat the snap, and he did too. Let's give him credit though. Mitch is doing a great job at that left tackle over there.
We've already had the ball for 4 minutes on this drive.
That's 2nd and 11 now. Harrison keeps it instead of going to Dickerson. That was a quarterback keeper, Steve. He's going to be close to the touchdown. Superman! 2 weeks in a row, Harrison stops off at the 5-yard line, hops into a phone booth, puts on his capes and tights, and flies over the goal line for a Rabbit touchdown, and we've got 30 points. Holy cow, we got 30 points.
We just got back what we gave up. I imagine Harrison's enjoying this since he was the one that gave up the other one. Not that it was his fault that much, but
I'm so excited. Whoa. And these Rabbit fans that made the trip, Steve, are getting treated to some quality football, and it's good. O'Kelly is straight through the uprights. It's 31-6. There's 4:15 to go in the 3rd quarter, and your Atlanta Rabbits are on top by a score of 31-6 once again right here on AQC TV.
Weight rugged 025 chainsaw from Steel will please everyone. With its unique safety features and power ordinarily found on professional saws, the 025 will tackle all your jobs with ease. Steel. Why compromise? Available at Price Hardware in Atlanta for only $299.95 with a 16-inch bar. That's Steel at Price Hardware, 302 North Williams, here in Atlanta.
O'Kelly getting ready to kick off for the, 5th, 6th, 7th time tonight.
All right, Andy.
Woo! Okay. That felt good. Steve, Gainesville's got a rough road to hoe here. There's 4:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. They can do it. But the Rabbit defense has got to come out pumped. I mean, let's face it, they scored once off an offensive fumble in the end zone. Otherwise, the defense has been really perfect against them. 28-yard lines where Gainesville will pick it up. And do you start going to the air now?
No, they're going to still try to establish that running game.
You know, I was saying this earlier in the game, and I meant it. They started panicking, and to me, the coaches did throwing the pass there in the 2nd quarter or whatever when we jumped out with that 17-point lead.
Well, they found themselves down in a hole all of a sudden.
Well,
you think about it. What do you do?
Ball control teams don't adjust to the pass very well from what I've seen. And they did the same thing Spring Hill did last week. Panic, started throwing the ball, and there was trouble. Up the middle for 3. And, once they got out of their game plan, they got out of their power running game and stopped trying to take it to the Rabbit front 4. You come out on 1st down, throw and miss. You're all of a sudden you're in a passing down on the 2nd and 3rd downs, and that just makes things all the more difficult. And if you don't have a passing game like the Rabbits have, where it's been built up over the year, it makes it really hard. They're in the I formation now, deep I. Roll out right for the quarterback. It's going to be thrown to the sidelines as number 11, Brad McCall, had a big bullseye painted on number 6 for the Leopards. That is Cody Hubbard, who was in there to receive the pass.
Well, you can tell, Andy, they don't even really practice the pass that much in practice.
Well, if you can keep the ball on the ground with a good power running game, you've got the backs to deliver the goods. That's where you want to keep it. You don't get intercepted whenever you're throwing the ball. I mean, whenever you're running the ball, let's face it.
All right.
High formation. There's twin splits now. Hey, they're coming right out and throwing. They've got a man over the middle. And Steve, I don't believe that.
They lost
Number
3 yards
4,
on that.
That's a Medlock. We got a tip ball there by one of the Rabbits, good in there on that inside screen, and he did not do himself a favor by catching that. He just got buried in there by the inside core. Marvin Oliver, Mikael Justice, and Mitch Savage.
Their passing yardage tonight now, Andy, is -2.
Ow. Is that their only completion?
That's their only completion.
Punt formation. Look for the gadget. No way. Oh, Cody just barely missed that, Steve.
Let it go.
I don't know where that. We're going to get it on Leopard territory. That's just what I'm talking about. They're a passing team, Steve. They went to the pass 3 times and
19 yards.
Didn't pick anything up, really. And Steve, this Rabbit crowd across there is just on their feet.
Well, Andy, they only had the ball for 1 minute and 15 seconds on that series. They can't even develop any control.
2:52 to go in the quarter. Let's name some of our sponsors here as we go along. Price Hardware, JBL Motors, Ogburn Grocery over in Queen City.
Auburn, that's the best kept secret in Cass County. Isn't it?
Yeah, American National Insurance, Tamp's Pizza, home of the bottomless bowl of spaghetti, Rushing Pest Control. I like them guys. Where you see Tire? Let's see. Oh, I got to do it. Wait till after this play. I formation now. Harrison, I don't know what happened. Is there a fumble?
We got it.
I don't know. They're saying we got it. That was close.
We got it.
Boy, we got a blitz crossed up with a dive play, and that was a bad mix. I think they may end up with 3 yards, Steve. Let me say this. Tapes. Lynn and Randy have got tapes of all these football games down there at AQC TV just waiting for you. If you would like a copy of it or you know somebody, these will make good Christmas gifts.
I tell you what, I know a lot of football players on this team that would probably love to have some of these tapes.
And don't forget, they're $15 a piece. And don't forget, they're building a highlight tape of all these games. No matter how far the Rabbits go, at the end of the season, they're going to have a highlight tape available. And if you want to get your name on it, just give them a call. 4060 over in Atlanta. Everett rolls twice, Steve. I don't know what they're going to do with him. They finally bring him down for about a 3-yard loss, and the Rabbit fans are screaming for unsportsmanlike. Late hit, probably a face mask, and the referees are rightly going to give it to him, and that's not good. Now I say that, maybe we could get one of those.
Oh, they fell all over.
One of those words you're really not supposed to say in front of the referees.
Foul them.
That is a dead ball personal foul. It cost them 15 yards, and more importantly, it gave us the first down. And that gave the Rabbits control of the ball. And with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, we are way down inside their territory. And Steve, they got to be thinking 40-point game again here.
I am.
I'm looking over here to the right. All the confetti these Gainesville fans bought. The kids are throwing it off to the side now. Oops. I'm proud of all you fans that made the trip up here tonight. We do appreciate it. Coach Scharnberg, he's got to be thrilled with the turnout. Harrison rolls out. Steve, he's looking downfield to throw. Gun to Oliver.
Did let it slip through
Oliver
his hands.
just barely missed it. Harrison did a good job of rolling out of the pocket into pressure, but they don't get a hand on him very often.
That's one of those plays right there that had Harrison and Oliver played together for maybe 3-4 years.
Oh, it would have been there.
No doubt. That ball would have been there.
And keep in mind, Harrison throws some beautiful passes, and half the time he's been throwing them this year, he's been throwing them off balance.
That's
and
right.
Still making good connections. Barfoot Jewelry is a sponsor for tonight. The Citizens Journal, Queen City Tire, Atlanta Communications, Shell Food Mart. Here we go.
Yes, we mentioned the computer clinic.
What computer clinic?
You mentioned that.
Okay. Oh, this little reverse around the left side. Who's that? Billy Oliver. He may net a yard. He may actually lose
Yes,
one.
we've mentioned Cloverleaf Technologies too.
Oh yeah, them guys. Yeah.
Computer for $50 a month on Christmas credit.
No, because you didn't tell us. Multimedia computer. I guess that's with CD-ROM speakers.
CD, sound.
486. All that good stuff. $50 a month. Go down and see Lynn or Jackson or Randy or one of them. They make you a deal you can't refuse. Make him an offer. 107 in the quarter. Rabbits on a 3rd and 7. Steve, I want to see him get some more yards. At least give O'Kelly, range in there.
Andy, this goes back to something I said the first season. Whoever wins the third quarter usually wins the game.
I formation.
We're up 7-6 at this point.
Harrison rolls out. Oh, he just rolls out of one piece of pressure. He skips another tackle. It's a foot race. He's going to lose it this time, maybe a yard, and we're in 4-down territory. That's a little rich, even for O'Kelly's strong foot there, I do believe.
Wind's blowing for him.
Nah, it was blowing for him the last time down there, too.
No, it's actually going against him.
Oh, was it?
The one he missed, yes. I looked up and saw the flag.
That's
actually,
a little
this
much.
Is more of a swirl.
They're going to bring
here.
Kale in here, and I think they're coming out of they're going to see a Colorado-type offense here. Shot clock started. 7 yards to go. 4th down. The ball's on the Gainesville Leopards 33. Both teams having the 3 timeouts left.
They're going to run the quarter out here, and he just go the opposite direction.
Can't blame them there. And as we get ready to start the Rabbit quarter, Lynn, look over there on the side, on the Rabbit crowd there. The Rabbit fans. They're all standing up.
They're up on their feet.
They're on their feet. They're holding up the signs they've got. They're showing 4th quarter being the Rabbit quarter.
Those are the Spirit fans.
And for any of you who doubt what that means, stick around for 12 more minutes and we'll show you right here on AQC TV.
AQC TV Gibson Guitar Giveaway has been extended to December 1st. Now, let's run over the questions. Who was Buck Owens' guitar player in the 60s and 70s? What country legend makes his home in Mount Pleasant, Texas? Who played the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock in 1969? What Cass County native promoted the Walton Wood Project with a CD called Common Thread? Who is called the Man in Black in country music? Who wrote the theme to the Pink Panther? What new country artist is from Wake Village, Texas? What famous bluesman was born in Caddo Parish, Louisiana? What famous ragtime artist has a mural of himself in downtown Texarkana? Now, the deadline has been extended to December 1st. All entries must be received at the AQC TV studios or Musicians Corner by December 1st. If you would like a list of all the questions, go by Musicians Corner, Loop 59 in Atlanta, or the AQC TV studios located at 201 Pinecrest in Atlanta. Good luck from all of us at Musicians Corner, Highway 59 in Queen City, and AQC Hometown TV.
All right, coming in on the Rabbit Cheerleaders.
Atlanta.
Yes, we dare to be champions.
The Atlanta Rabbit cheerleaders there doing a good
few more
job.
advertisers here this week. We
Hey,
have
these girls make
Cox Pharmacy, go get them. Guardline, Mark Mays Real Estate, Rusty's
Hey,
Northside
Mark.
Texaco,
Oh, Rusty's in there.
Tim's Used Cars. That's at 796-5200. Atlanta Sports Cards and Comics. Hey, we're glad to have them aboard. Maybe we'll have a couple of the coaches on the card this week. And the Computer Clinic. I think we've
We're the
already
first
mentioned
on
them.
your block on a Ken Harrison collector card.
We mentioned by the way, at Cox Pharmacy, Arthur, I'm glad to see you down there. We've heard you about 3 times tonight, even over this loud band.
Steve, it's 4th and 7. Hey, fourth quarter action, 12 minutes to go in the game. Rabbits on top, 31-6. Steve and Andy Rushing here with you to bring you the last quarter. Regional finals. Blitz showing. Harrison drops back. Steve, he's got Dickerson in front of him. And, oh my goodness. Bashy, no L, stayed at home. We got a flag back in the backfield. This could be rough in the passer as slow as Harrison's getting up. I didn't see any bad contact back there. He had Everett blocking for him. Let's see what happens. The Gainesville,
Okay,
the Gainesville secondary man.
Personal foul. Yes, sir.
Oh. So we had it any way we went. Boy, they nailed Ken after he threw that ball, too. He is slow getting up. But let's give Noel credit there. Gainesville was going for the interception, and he
That was
just...
a 15-yard catch.
Ken made a perfect pass there. If that had been a bad pass, that was picked off. I mean, because it threaded the needle right between the defender and Noel's hands, and Bashy did a great job of pulling it in, and he got out of bounds. Let's see what's going on here. 6-yard line, 7-yard line. Wow, what a penalty. 31-6, Rabbits on top. Steve, they're definitely threatening to score again. I'm sure Coach Scharnberg would feel real good with another 7 on the board.
Oh, Coach Scharnberg, the Rabbit fans, the Rabbit band, me.
Andy.
Yeah.
First and goal for Rabbits. Ball is off the Leopard 9-yard line.
So the Rabbits come out into Colorado. Steve Oliver split to the right. Dickerson's in the backfield. They go straight to him. He bulls his way down to almost a 5. Flag on the play.
Flag.
You know what that's going to mean.
No, I don't at this point.
Offense. They're going to get one of the little holding calls. As you can tell.
Holding and let him. That's all right. Everett didn't really gain that many yards on that play.
No, that's true. We can give him another shot at it. But it's going to back us up 10, and they're going to go to about, what, the 16? Ooh, the 19 and a half. And it's first and goal again from the 19 and a half yard line this time. Look at that Colorado offense. Blaylock had a little trouble getting his hands on the ball. And you notice that last series, they pretty well stayed exclusively to Everett and Ken keeping the ball themselves. And that's where they'll keep it. Oh, they faked to Everett. Oh, no flag. I'm glad. Cross the field. Billy Oliver fights through the middle, and
Give Billy excellent.
Steve, he broke that
excellent
play up.
plus breaking that up.
Let's give Ken credit for coming off to the, throwing across the field into coverage, and Billy almost caught that. I thought they were going to nail Everett for reaching out and touching the man who was trying to tackle Ken Harris. That was bad, close to illegal use of the hands.
How elusive is Ken Harrison, Andy? I would just love once to be down at field level to watch him break through. You know, we're counting about 1 sack per game.
Something like that. They've actually nailed him more times tonight than I've seen in a long time.
Nailed, yes, but I'm talking about actual sacks. Only one, really.
I don't know what they're going to call there. That's a procedure call, and it's going to go nowhere. I don't see any flags. They're just going to let it run. The
center popped way out ahead of everybody.
Oops. Ken was trying to draw them all sides. It's going up 3rd down. We could see an O'Kelly kick here. Blaylock's coming in now. Kel Milton's coming out. That looks like we're going to see an I formation. You know, I don't know if it's this cooler weather down here or up here in the stadium or what, but you notice our linemen have the jitters they haven't really had in quite a few weeks. And, you know, Mitch Savage jumping a couple of times, Jason Frost jumping there.
I'll tell you what, Andy, the temperature.
Timeout for the Rabbits.
The temperature has dropped in the last 30 minutes.
It's getting quite nippy out here, man. What is it, 10:47 to go. Okay, let's take a break while they take a break, and we'll be back with more of the 4th quarter right here on AQC TV. Thank y'all. Hi, welcome back, whatever. We're on the 7th floor of Carrollton Stadium over here as the Rabbits are taking a timeout down on the field. I'm Andy here. This is Steve. We're doing the game tonight, if you didn't know that already.
And actually, this is not a bad environment for a cameraman and 2 broadcasters to sit in.
But
we're up here. The only bad thing is we're up here behind everybody else on the opposing team.
You know, he gets us on camera tonight. One night I didn't wear my bug hat. Oh, downfield. Steve, that could be 6. Nope, it's dropped. And, Casey's screaming for interference. He's not going to get it.
Oh.
And what's going on? Punting team's coming on the field.
That would have been just one of those lucky catches we made over the last couple of weeks, Andy. For what we've done with them, I'll give up 1 or 2.
And 31-6, O'Kelly's going to get the call, Steve, and try and make it 3 for 4.
This is going to give him about
Has he had 2 field goals tonight already?
One. Okay. 1 and 1. That's going to give him about a 37-yard field goal.
They almost jumped. Boy, he nukes this one. I don't know if it's going to make it.
Nope, sure. Just not enough.
You know, they could have got them for neutral zone violation there, but as it is, the Rabbits will give up the ball at the Gainesville 20-yard line. .10:38 to go in the 4th quarter. Rabbits up 31-6. Blitz. It's picked up, but Randy Garner gets in there. Oh, that was a wraparound.
That was a sack.
That was a Randy Garner sack. That junior got back there and wrapped him up. They thought they had it whenever they picked Mitch Savage coming in on the middle linebacker blitz, but they did not see Randy back there. And if Randy hadn't got him, Donnie Hunt was sweeping around from the other side. They're into a passing game now. They've got a little over 10 minutes to do something. They've got 6 points on the board, and that was a gift from the Rabbits back there in their own end zone as Harrison just got stuck. And
I hear the Energizer Bunny, Andy.
Splits. I don't know what that was.
That was a misdirection play that pretty well worked.
It worked for 8 yards. If you're going to try a gadget play this deep in
10 off that.
No, he's not going to be. He's going to be about 8.
Ball's on 27. They were on 18, so it's got 9.
That's right. They did have a. That's right. They were coming out of the backfield. 3rd down and 3. This is where you need that. I mean, you got to be on alert for a halfback pass, end around, or something like that.
Anything spark something.
Blitz.
Here comes the blitz.
Blitz, and Mikhail Justice is, and we're gonna get a hold or a block in the back. Block in the back. And they're gonna get. And Mikhail Justice blew around.
I'm only laughing because
procedure call.
I'm only laughing because Coach Scharnberg said a couple times this week, if he gets any distance on it, he didn't think we could catch him, and that was what that play.
It was close.
First time he's broke loose on
It was close. 9:20 to go in the fourth. Rabbit quarter, 31-6.
Back at 3rd and 8.
Big 3rd and 8 for Gainesville. They need this. They need some production right here, right now, or it's
I don't
just
want them to have it though.
You know, I mean, you're talking literally that if they don't do it right here and make a move, Atlanta's going to get the ball, put it on the ground, and they're going to grind up the clock, and it's over. And we're getting
What
another
now?
procedure call. Atlanta could be called for jumping, but I don't know. Somebody
It's
jumped.
a free play. They go ahead and.
That's true. Unless they got a clear shot at the quarterback.
Hey, we got the referee about to tell us that.
Hey, we can hear. So what was a 3rd and 3 is now a 3rd and 13. And so the Gainesville Leopards have really dug themselves a big hole over here where they should have been starting on a drive possibly to get themselves back in the game and threaten the Rabbits some way. Now all of a sudden they're looking at 3rd 13 and I don't know. They're going to have to make some kind of big play here. I'm talking gadget here. Drop back pass. Fields in there on the blitz.
Oh,
Mitch Savage almost had his first interception of the season, and he
called
knows
your
it.
name more times
And
tonight
Mitch
we have all
knows
season.
he would have been across the goal line before they could have called him too. Well, Coach Scharnberg said they didn't like to throw the ball, and I have to agree. 4th and 13.
Good play.
Yes, it was a good play.
Oh, excellent.
Great play by Mitch Savage. I mean, he was right there where he had to be. They were covered up. Good coverage by the secondary.
You reckon they're really going to punt this ball?
Oh, yeah. They do not want us piling any more points on. They'd rather run the clock out. They're showing block. Oh, Randy Garner is
came
inches.
close. All right, Billy, you call a fair catch.
Billy called a fair catch, and for the
Don't run.
he handled the ball, man. That punter there must have a nasty turn on that ball or something, because we've had trouble with him all night. And the Rabbit crowd is on their feet over there, Steve, and they know this since we held them here. There's 8.5 minutes to go in this game, and Steve, the Atlanta Rabbits can start playing. Keep it on the ground, get the first downs, grind out the clock.
Just eat it up and enjoy it.
Enjoy the very thought of going to the quarterfinal playoffs. I haven't heard the score of the Jefferson game yet. They
haven't told it.
That would be wild to meet Jefferson. 34, Dickerson gets the break. Oh, he punished
He's
him.
got it.
That's 6.
No flags,
That's
Andy.
6. Everett Dickerson. First time this year he's broke one of those and it hadn't been called back. That happened at the line of scrimmage, Steve.
56 yards,
That
Andy.
happened at the line of scrimmage with an excellent set of blocks from that offensive line. They broke it for Everett, and Everett took advantage of it. He broke 2 deep field tackles in their secondary. They didn't even really get a good hand on him, and he would not be denied. And the Rabbits are up by 37-6 right now. And Steve, I said earlier that was the prettiest run he'd made all year when he scored that touchdown. This is prettier.
That gives him 186 yards, Andy. That's,
Holy smokes!
reckon they're still looking for
the block. They're trying on the block here big time. Up, and it's
Adams
good. 38-6. The Atlanta Rabbits are on top of the Gainesville Leopards. And there's 8:28 to go, or is that 6:28? I'm going to say it's 8:28 to go in the fourth quarter. You're watching some serious Atlanta football right here on AQC TV.
Melanie Thompson Insurance, located at 102 West Hiram in Atlanta. America can depend on Farmers Insurance, and Atlanta, Queen City can depend on Melanie Thompson Insurance for auto, life, or home insurance. That's Melanie Thompson Insurance, located at 102 West Hiram, Atlanta. Call her at 796-7403 or 796-5853. America can depend on Farmers Insurance, and Atlanta, Queen City can depend on Melanie Thompson Insurance.
During that break, one of their guys got kicked out of the game. And it looks like that because O'Kelly will be kicking from the 45-yard line. That's a field goal.
Do they give it to us if it goes through?
No, or Morton Anderson would be leading the NFL every year.
Actually,
points.
Gabriel Premium would have been ahead of him.
That's right. But the Leopards lost a player. You know, hot tempers, you start getting these kind of points, and you get a big game like this, there's going to be tempers. the young man obviously said or did something the refs didn't like, and so they're going to let him go over and watch the rest of the game, which is probably the best thing to do. Get a hold of it now for the tempers start flaring. Do what?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, maybe if Adam will go ahead and pretend, take some practice here.
Now, he's going to punch this thing. If this thing gets 10 feet off the ground, I'll really be surprised, unless they just don't want to return.
Aim for the uprights.
He can knuckleball this thing, something nasty. Oh, yeah, watch it. Ting!
Oh, it's going to stay in, too.
He better handle it, Steve.
Bubble ball, we got it. Vashy Noel.
You're going to get it. The
Vashy
Rabbits got it.
Noel.
Vashy Noel. And Steve, I wish you could hear the Rabbit crowd on this microphone. Vashy Noel, that looked like Ben Collins
Ben
down
Collins.
there with him. Great coverage. I told you he was going to nail that thing. Yeah, the crowd's starting to thin out here a little bit on this side of the stadium. There is still 8:25 to go in the fourth quarter. So much for my idea of keeping it on the ground and running the clock out. Steve, the Rabbits are looking for another 40-point game right here.
You bet they are.
You know, this team really, I mean, they've played good all year. They haven't gotten the respect that they should have gotten from a lot of teams and sports writers and stuff. And if this doesn't get it for them.
Well, we've only now reached the point where we could take that
That's
kind of
Tommy
respect.
Thomas in there, Steve. And, that's going to be close to rough.
Late whistle, ref. Come on.
They're going to give him the progress right there over the end of the 4-yard line. I don't know if Coach Schaumburg's going to punch it in or just munch it. One thing he doesn't want him to do is take it out of bounds no matter what. He might let O'Kelly have another shot at it. I guarantee you won't miss it this time.
Good. They went ahead and just gave him a -1 there, Andy.
Okay.
So
Right
even
there.
though it was a late whistle, he was thinking about it before he blew it.
Second goal from the 5. That's McCall in there at quarterback. I didn't catch all these changes. I don't know who that is back there. Something. Who's that? Is that Amu or Kid back? Who back there?
I don't know because I've been calling the wrong number.
32. Oh, that's Kid. That's
At 32 or 23.
That's 32 back there with Thomas and Kid.
See, they won't
That's the
turn
other
around and
kid.
let me see
Edgar.
their
Thank
numbers.
you. That's Edgar Kidd and Tommy Thomas in the backfield. That's Jason Banks, number 75, out there at the outside right tackle. Let me see. 54.
What's the hold? Oh, now we got a
Chris Kidd. I'm going to try and get all these young men's numbers. Illegal snap. Chris Farney, number 70, is in there. Is he snapping the ball? That may have been Farney that snapped that, in fact. I'll get some of these other guys. We got still Casey Kidd in there at the wideout. Well, yeah, I got binoculars. I guess it could bust them out here. Let's see. I don't know if that help. That's 84. Who's that? Josh McWilliams splitting to the left. Okay, there's a wide sweep. That's Edgar. And, he's drilled at the 9.
2-yard
I mean, he's
pickup anyway.
drilled. Who am I missing here now? I want to get all these guys in here. 71. That's who I was missing. Antonio Parker. Haven't seen him in a while. Let me see. Who we got in there? Number 21? What's a new one on me? Oh, Joe James. Okay.
It's still a new one on me.
I've seen him out there. Like Coach Scharnberg says, they come out and sweat and bleed during practice all week. If he can get them in the game, he's going to. Twin splits. We're gonna.
Yeah. Oh well.
Penalty.
Hey guys, you're getting practice.
Kelly. Now this is what happens when you get 11 people out there in the field who have not played together one time this season.
Coach Scharnberg says I'm spoiled, so I'm gonna say, all right, that's great.
I mean, you know,
Just kidding, Coach.
they're
I
gonna
know
get a
you're working
procedure
hard.
call. I mean, the only problem with them doing this, so it's 6:59 to go, and the clock hasn't moved in 3 plays. Huh. And what you got? You got a bunch of new guys in there haven't played. You got a center and a quarterback. You got haven't snapped together really. Brad McCall is a good quarterback now. I know that for a fact. Brad can throw that ball if he wants to. 7-6 on the shot clock, trying to get the backfield set. He gets the play off. Edgar Kidd's going to come around the left side, but he's going to trip up at the 14.
Andy, this is a kid that
O'Kelly.
This is a kid that has never played on artificial turf, so he really doesn't know what he's feeling.
That's true.
Did he even get to what?
None of them.
About 4
Now,
yards.
Edgar can run that football. Do not doubt for a minute
Oh, he
Edgar
can
Kidd
run it.
can't run that football.
But still, when you...
What do we got, 30-yarder here for O'Kelly?
10, 20, 30...
31?
Yeah, 30-yarder.
30, 31 yard. He's good for it. Now, he's going to be hooking to a different side this time.
Well,
There's a
got the wind
snap.
coming.
Oh,
No
now,
wind.
it's got
He's
the
got it.
it's got the range. And, Steve, that's going to put us over the 40-point mark at 5:58 to go in the fourth quarter, the Rabbit quarter. It's 41-6, the Atlanta Rabbits over the Gainesville Leopards. And we'll be back right after this on AQC TV. Wow.
Russian Pest Control says, go Rabbits all the way to state. Andy and Steve at Russian Pest Control are proud to be avid supporters of the mighty Atlanta Rabbits and invite you to go out and support the Rabbits on the road to the state playoffs. Russian Pest Control, proud to be Atlanta Rabbits.
Kelly, two for 4 tonight. Of course, those 2 he missed
were long.
I mean, you know,
way
when
away.
you start stretching at them during the 50-yard range, you know, there's pro kickers that can't kick them that far. Oh, there's a sign over on the sidelines of the Atlanta Rabbits.
That's
The cheerleaders are holding it up.
We've seen since Atlanta High has been playing football. Guys.
Regional champs.
They have done something no other team has done.
They have never taken that banner home. Well, didn't we one time back in '78? We got to the quarterfinals. Blooper bounces at the 10. This time, Medlock's got it. And he's got it to the 30 or the 27-yard line. And Steve,
technically you're right, Andy, but that was at a time when there was one fewer game.
That's true. That's what I mean. There was no bye district then.
Right.
So this is, if Atlanta wins tonight, which in 5 minutes and 52 seconds, there's a really good chance of it. This will be the most postseason games in modern history they've ever won.
Right.
And that is something I am just thrilled to sit up here and be a part of, and even this little way. I love high school football anyway. And
does their band ever shut up?
We're playing the Bunny Boogie while ago.
Okay, defense back on the field. And oops. Oh, is that Jeff? No, that's 53. Donnie Hunt. Now he knows better than that.
We know who 53 is.
I'm so busy looking for new names, it just didn't
They're
stick.
backing up.
41-6. For all intents and purposes, this one's pretty well over. I wish we still had that.
So?
Yeah, I wish we still had that basketball from the Linden game. I don't mean not to give to them, but I mean just as a good luck symbol.
I hear the Energizer Bunny coming down the aisle.
Boom. It keeps going and going. That's Ben Collins back there to safety. They've got Ken out now.
Are they a sponsor, Lynn?
Boy, look at this defense go into motion. Wide sweep to the left. Oh, and he loses footing at the 25. Or Harrison probably would have done some damage. But you notice, Steve, we got a bunch of fresh bodies in there on offense. This is the same defense with the exception of Ben Collins that's been starting the other 3 quarters. Coach Scharnberg wants to protect that lead. And no matter what happens next week, the Atlanta Rabbits are definitely going to be considered the force to be reckoned with.
Maybe. We're still from a weak district, and we might be playing Jefferson. And you know how Jefferson's been talking about our weak district over there. Jefferson and Linden both.
Let's give Coach Scharnberg and Coach Melton, Coach Ford. Can I get all these guys
Coach
in?
Sorsby.
Let me get all these guys in here.
Coach Williams.
Oh, flags for days. Let me
Coach Golden,
Steve,
Coach
let me
Pines.
mention these guys right quick. Coach Pines, Coach Melton, Coach Ford, Rayleigh, like you said, Sorsby, Williams, Golden. That's Coach Boston. I don't know him.
What's procedure against them?
Procedure call out there on the field. These are, and of course, like I said, Coach Scharnberg, they have done a fantastic job of preparing these guys to play football in these playoffs. They've gotten their heads up, and Steve, they have just played at a level that, I mean, they've gotten up to where they needed to get up to every week. They're definitely rollout pass.
Block on Donnie Hunt there.
But Marlon Oliver crushed.
Oh, we got an interception.
Cody, hang on to it. That's 2 weeks in a row, Steve. Cody Melton. And this time he did not get the lights turned out on him, which I'm glad to see.
Andy, that was Brad McCall that took that ball down.
Did he? I thought Cody caught it.
No, sir.
I'm sorry, Brad. Excuse me, it looked like Cody had it. I stand corrected. 4:46 to go in the fourth, and I apologize to Brad McCall. Although they were
Yeah, we're glad he didn't get
None
his
of them got their
lights
lights turned out. That was nice after what way they got hit last week.
Hey, it's our ball again.
I'm sure Coach Scharnberg just wants to see some ball snapping. There's more bodies getting changed out there. It's a thinning over here on the Gainesville sideline. I mean, really, they've had a good season. They're in the regional playoffs, man.
Well, their people are telling us they're supposed to go to state.
Well, but still, it's your team. They've played real hard to get here all season. And is that kid?
Hey, we got a yard. 2.
Yard and a half. And there's going to be a flag. I don't know who that was.
Be some lady
21 and 70. Joe James back there.
Edgar Kidd on the carry.
Edgar Kidd had the ball. Personal on the defense, 15-yard penalty. And all we want to do is run this clock out. They don't need to be doing
Andy,
that.
their true character's starting to show here.
Well, the referee's calling timeout. The Gainesville coach wants his men on the field, and I'm sure he wants to tell them just settle down. Win, lose, or draw, you do it with dignity and you do it with some pride. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this on AQC TV. There's 4:39 left.
Nothing can stop the Atlanta Rabbits. They keep going and going and going and going.
Cheerleaders. I've got something to party about over on the sideline.
Did they bring up the JV for this game too, Andy?
No.
Why not?
4:39. Excuse me. 4:39 to go in the game. 41-6. Rabbits on top. The Gainesville Leopards here at Carlton Stadium, outside Carrollton, outside the DFW Metroplex. Right here, going out 35 off LBJ, going towards the airport. Now we're going with a pretty straightforward I formation. Can we get the snap off? Yes, we do. Edgar Kidd up the middle. He's drilled for about 2 yards, and they didn't stop the clock. Hopefully they'll just, the referees will kind of just let this one go and roll.
It's colder out here, ain't it?
It is getting nippy. Steve, it's just a thrill to be a part of this. To be up here doing this and watching these young men play at the level they're playing.
You don't know what kind of lightning Atlanta has caught in a jar here.
These kids are incredible. I like to see Brad McCall getting out here. Brandon Thompson's out here. What's he at, the flanker? Yeah. We're going to put old Brandon in there at flanker tonight. Blitz. Little flinching. The ref's not going to call it. Steve, Edgar Kidd breaks around the left sidelines, and he runs out of bounds after a pickup of about 10, 12, somewhere around there, and he's gonna be inside the 25.
They're going to give him...
I'm going to tell you what.
9 yards.
Gainesville needs to pay attention here because this is pure second team in here. These guys are just out here. They want to play football. And if they can put 7 points on the board, you can bet these young men will do it. And, it's not Coach Scharnberg trying to run the score up. It's these young men wanting to get out and get in the action.
That's exactly right.
They get out there and they practice 5 days a week or 3 days a week, whatever it is, with everybody else. And they want to play some football. And Tommy Thomas in that backfield can run that football. He's spinning off about 6. As I say that, he becomes a human pinball at the line of scrimmage.
They may take one away here.
3:46.
It sure is quiet.
Time out. And there's a little injured leopard on the field. We'll be back with the last 3.5 minutes right after this on AQC TV. Going and going and
Last year, we introduced Formula Shell gasoline. It's nice to see so many folks getting a kick out of it. Shell, the world's best-selling gasoline.
An injured leopard down on the field the managers and coaches are attending to. Steve, this gives us a good chance to mention all our game sponsors again. Let me start with mine, then you can get on your 2 list. Let me see, Price Hardware, JBL Motors, Ogden Grocery over in Queen City, American National Insurance brought you the Big Bad Band at halftime, Champs Pizza, Rushing Pest Control, Queen City Tire, Barfoot Jewelers, the Citizens Journal, Atlanta Communications, Shell Food Mart, National Insurance Agency, Melanie Thompson Insurance, and Welch's Gas of Atlanta, Linden, Douglasville, and Texarkana.
I've got Adcox. Oh, let's go, Rabbits! Arthur Adcox Pharmacy, Guardline, Mark Mays Real Estate, Rusty's Northside Texaco, Tim's Used Cars, and he's at 796-5200. Atlanta Sports Cards and Comics, Computer Clinic, Douglasville.
No, that's the Welch's.
What's Welch's? Okay. Food King.
I didn't tear
And
them.
Queen City Foods. Owen Service Company in Atlanta and Queen City. McDonald's on Highway 59. Not to be confused with the one on Highway 43. Ivan Smith Furniture, Napa Auto Parts, and Felix Frank Insurance.
You mentioned that Welch's has locations in Douglasville.
Yes, Andy did get those.
I didn't do that. Back to action now. They got the injured Leopard off the field. They're carrying him over here on the sidelines, but he's on his own power pretty well. I formation. That's Brandon Thompson and that wing back. McCall's up to the line. He's got about 8 seconds to get this play off. Up the middle to Thomas. Oh, has McCall still got that thing? Pitch out to Edgar. I don't know where the ball went. No, he faked the pitch and got 6 yards and out of bounds. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 now. And I know they don't want to go. Coach Scharnberg didn't want him to go out of bounds.
Oh, the cameraman kept up with that one.
I'm sorry. Look. If camera number 3 had been where he was supposed to have been. I'm sitting over here 10 feet from the monitor. 3:16 to go in the 4th. The Rabbits commandingly 41-6 over the Gainesville Leopards. Edgar Kidd is going to be nailed for about a 3-yard loss. That's going to bring up a 4th down. And I'm sure they're going to stretch this clock out as far as they can. Number 64 coming on the field now for the Atlanta Rabbits. That's Brandon Blizzard. And I'm sure that, I don't know, what are they going to do? They could kick it? I doubt it. I mean, that'd just be running the score. 2:49 on the game clock. There's about 17 on the play clock. And that's, I believe, I don't know who that is, number 45.
Gee, they're all clean jerseys.
David McNeely. Well, it's AstroTurf. You don't get dirty jerseys, just dirty arms. Pitch left to Edgar Kidd, Steve. And he's going to get his knees taken out from under him at about the 19-yard line. That's going to give the ball back to the Leopards, and I'm sure we'll see pretty well the first-team defense stay in there as Coach Scharnberg just wants to guard this, guard his secondary, keep the 41-point lead, and 35-point, 41-6. I don't count that other touchdown.
Longview. Texas State. Why not?
2:25 to go. They're discussing where we're playing next with an elevator operator. What is this, the Sports Writers Association back here? Referee stops clock. 1st and 10 to go now for the Leopards as they're at the 19-yard line, their own 19. Time called out. Lynn, you need another timeout? Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back with 2.5 minutes of football right here on AQC TV.
Champs Pizza, located at the corner of Highway 59 and 96 in Queen City. Champs is the place to go for great pizza and fun. Every Monday and Tuesday night, go by for the Champs Pizza and AQC TV pizza party beginning at 6 p.m. Watch the official broadcast of Queen City Bulldogs football on Monday, followed by Monday Night Football. On Tuesday night, watch the broadcast of Atlanta Rabbits football, all on their new 27-inch stereo TV. Order any large one-topping pizza for $5 from 6 p.m. till closing. Plus, free pool from 5 to 6 on Monday and Tuesday, and from 6 till 7 on Friday. Champs also has a lunch buffet Sunday through Friday from 12 till 2 for only $2.99. Stop by Champs Pizza, located at the corners of Highway 59 and 96 in Queen City.
First and 10.
2:25 left in the 4th. Leopards after a timeout. No, he's got all kinds of pressure back there. He's going to be grilled. I think it's a fumble, but the Leopards are going to get it back. at about the 6.
It was a 14, 13-yard backup.
I know Coach Scharnberg wants to get 22 players off this field injury-free and get this thing back, get this Rabbit Express back on the road to Atlanta and get these boys home so they can enjoy the rest of their, or young men, enjoy the rest of their Thanksgiving weekend. They have earned it. Who's that? Number 14 over there, Reggie Hill. That's sophomore for the Rabbits, coming in there. See him. Melton Collins in there on
Andy,
the defense.
this play right here, just from where they're at and what's happened, that pretty well sums up the whole night.
That's number 60 there. Isn't that that's Mick Savage on the outside. I was looking for Mingo. I think Mingo's in there somewhere. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. He's done a good job of coming in. Who we got? Number 46. No, that's not 46 in there at that tackle. 66. Calvin Thomas in there at the one tackle. Got some Banks in there at the left tackle. Mitch at the end. Ooh. Oh! And they're still bottling them up there at the line of scrimmage. Steve, we're 1 minute to go in the game. 41-6. I know I keep saying that, but I just can't believe
they're at 4th and 20, Andy. This sums it up.
Steve, this is just amazing.
Defense and the most awesome offense.
Steve, this is just too much. I mean, the Atlanta Rabbits have taken on one of the class teams, in my opinion, of 3A competition and soundly beat them 41-6. They've beat them with the big play. They've beat them with the straight ball work. They beat them with some terrifying defense.
And if we mention that we came out of a weak district,
oh, they almost blocked that. Where's it going to go? No return. Let it roll. It's going to stop at about the 42-yard line. And number
Andy,
6.
that's a 50-yard punt.
Yeah. 20 yards a roll. And what's going on down here at the line of scrimmage? Decline it. Oh, they can. It's dead ball foul.
Dead ball.
27 seconds to go on the clock, Steve. And the Rabbit fans, I want you to look over there across, Lynn. If you can get a shot of them, they're coming down on the track. They're not leaving the stadium. They're coming down to congratulate their football team.
They want to tell those guys what a great job.
And they are partying on those sidelines, Steve. I mean, they are partying hard. And they deserve it. This is their football team. This is the class of Atlanta. These guys have played their hearts out, and this is a chip shot. This is going to go down to about the 25, out of bounds at the 27. And Steve, McCall can come out with the whatever offense he wants, take one knee. Gainesville has one timeout. I doubt they'll elect to take it. And for all intents and purposes, this baby will be over. And the Rabbits are going to the quarterfinals. Hoorah!
Hoo-ha!
Yeah. What do you do, man?
That's not a weenie call.
All right. Look at the crowd getting down here on the sidelines.
We never did get to the 3rd-yard line.
Well, you're about to see a rush. I'm surprised they have access to the stadium, to the field from the stands over here. That's really unusual in these big stands, big stadiums. I formation. I'm sure that Brandon Thompson, who's got the quarterback helm now, is going to take one knee and end this. That's it. They don't have to make another play. This game is over. The Atlanta Rabbits are the 1994.
Clock hadn't started, folks.
Oops, they haven't started the clock yet.
We have not started the clock yet.
There it goes. There it goes. They finally got it going. The Rabbits are coming on the field. They're going to let them come on now. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations. Look at the scoreboard. Congratulations to the Atlanta Rabbits. 1994 regional champs. We're going to the quarterfinals next week. We're going to take a shot at the winner of the Jefferson Commerce game. That was anybody's football game. Let's give a good congratulations to the Gainesville Leopards. They made it this far. But Coach Scharnberg and his Rabbits rule the night. 41-6 is as commanding of a win as you can have in a playoff game. Now look at the scoreboard, Steve. He must have did that up there on his computer on his draw program.
They're still going.
That's our Energizer Bunny, Steve. And the Atlanta Rabbit fans are on the field.
I'd like to thank you all for your attendance.
Steve, I don't know what to say. I mean, this is as far as any Rabbit team has ever gone in modern history. It's a whole new ball game next week in the quarterfinals. If we're looking at Jefferson, most likely it'll be at Lobo. If it's Commerce, most likely it'll be at Lobo or Rose. Should be a little closer to home. But all these fans that came up here tonight and made this trip to Dallas on a holiday weekend when they could have been doing a lot of other things, they made the trip. They supported their football team. These kids came out and they played their hearts out. They won the football game. They played as good a ball game as they've played all year.
Andy, they had intensity. That was the main thing. They were intense from the kickoff. I think that's the reason they had such a problem on that opening drive, Andy.
I was terrified there at the opening kickoff. They were going to be flat, but they were just so jittery that I don't know. It's just I don't know how to describe this. It's just I'm just thrilled to have been a part of this right up to this point so far and get to bring this to you. Me and Steve had a good time with it. Randy and Lynn over here, AQC TV.
And it's not the last one, Andy.
No, we get
plenty
another.
more coming.
Isn't this great? We're going to be back. The rain is starting to fall. You see the umbrellas opening up down there on the field. I know.
Anything about it, not right.
I'm going to tell you what. I know where one umbrella is, and it's down here behind the home section, and my wife doesn't have it. Randy's dad brought his. But anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to wrap this thing up and be back with the last of it from Carrollton right here on AQC TV.
Here you go.
Oh, what?
Here you go.
AQC TV Gibson Guitar Giveaway has been extended to December 1st. Now, let's run over the questions. Who was Buck Owens' guitar player in the 60s and 70s? What country legend makes his home in Mount Pleasant, Texas? Who played the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock in 1969? What Cass County native promoted the Walton Wood Project with a CD called Common Thread? Who is called the Man in Black in country music? Who wrote the theme to the Pink Panther? What new country artist is from Wake Village, Texas? What famous bluesman was born in Caddo Parish, Louisiana? What famous ragtime artist has a mural of himself in downtown Texarkana? Now, the deadline has been extended to December 1st. All entries must be received at the AQC TV studios or Musicians Corner by December 1st. If you would like a list of all the questions, go by Musicians Corner, Loop 59 in Atlanta, or the AQC TV studios located at 201 Pinecrest in Atlanta. Good luck from all of us at Musicians Corner, Highway 59 in Queen City, and AQC, Hometown TV.
We called a post-game wrap-up here. Steve and Andy Rushing here on AQC TV. The Atlanta Rabbits and the Gainesville Leopards getting ready to leave the field. The Rabbits down there having a little victory celebration on about the 45-yard line. A lot of the Rabbit crowd electing to go down on the sideline instead of go to their vehicles, even though it's raining. And we want to say congratulations to Coach Scharnberg and his whole staff. Say thanks to the band, the cheerleaders, everybody that's made the trip out here. And it's quarterfinals time next Friday night. And you're watching this on Monday or Tuesday, wherever it's at. Come on out and support these guys. They're on a good roll. They're going to need more and more support if they keep going further and further, which is what we want them to do. And just come on out and support them. You see them on the street, tell them congratulations. They've had a great season, and they're playing their hearts out right now. And some of the best football you're ever going to see, these guys are putting on for you. I'm Andy Rushing, along with Steve Rushing, my brother Randy Smith on the camera, Lynn Jones on the camera. All these guys here at AQC TV help you bring this to us. Stick around. We'll be back next Monday or Tuesday night with the game of whoever, Jefferson or Commerce, whichever one wins it. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Good night.
Russin Pest Control says go Rabbits all the way to state. Andy and Steve at Russin Pest Control are proud to be avid supporters of the mighty Atlanta Rabbits and invite you to go out and support the Rabbits on the road to the state playoffs. Russin Pest Control, proud to be Atlanta Rabbits.
This week's edition of the AQC Hometown Television Head Coaches Show. I'm Steve Rushing along with Atlanta head coach Ben Scharnberg. And we're talking about a 41-6 romp over the number 2 team in state, Coach. Excellent job.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it was an awful good game, Steve. Our kids, accepted the challenge. We talked to them before the game. We talked to them all week about, the capabilities that Gainesville had. And we knew going into the game that they could not throw the football extremely well. So we were going to stack our front pretty good and try to shut down their running game. And overall, again, I think the big difference in the ball game is the way our defense is playing right now, along with our specialty teams. And people keep asking me, how in the world are you scoring so many points in these playoff games? You're scoring points because your defense is giving your offense the ball. And anytime your defense can give your offense the ball the way they're doing it to us, and us having the weapons that we've got a great opportunity to score, and we're doing that. We're making things happen, and again, I'm having fun. The kids are having fun. The coaches are having fun. It's a great feeling, but by no means are we satisfied. We've got another hard battle coming up this Saturday night, and we're going to go after it.
Gainesville was the number 2 team in a lot of polls and polls. I don't really put a lot of stock in them, but they give us something to go by. How did they get that far without a passing team?
Well, I think in the district that they're in, we watched a lot of videos on them and the teams that were in their district, and nobody, to my knowledge, outside of Princeton, up in that part of the country, even threw the football against them. Yeah. And they've always been a powerhouse type team, even when they had tremendously good football teams years back, and they've always run the ball. Coach Russell's always done a great job with his kids there, and you can really get one-dimensional, and I can vouch for that. I've been like that. It's when you don't have a quarterback that you feel can throw the football extremely well, you've got to run the ball. But we're in a great situation this year. We can throw, we can run, we can kick, and we got a well-rounded football team, and right now we're on a roll, and we're having fun at it.
Andy and I went down on the field before the game started, and we were just kind of walking and watching the warm-ups and everything, and we could feel this electricity. I remain concerned at times about the team getting up and everything. Thanksgiving break in the middle of everything this week. How did you do it?
Well, we just, we appealed to our kids' maturity, I guess you might say. We pulled them in, Saturday morning, and we visited with them last Saturday morning, and we told them, we said, something, man, if we're going to be able to win the big ball games and continue rolling on down the road, this week is really going to test your maturity and your discipline, self-discipline, because we have no school this week. And so we kept our regiment, pretty much to what we did all week long. We had practices at the same time. We'd pull them in earlier to watch video like we do, and we'd have them up there at 2:30 in the afternoons. We'd watch videos for about 45 minutes, and we'd go out and have a good workout. But it was a worry of ours, as always is. Anytime you change the routine of these youngsters today, it has a tendency to throw them off. But our kids, God love them. Again, they accepted the challenge. They did what they needed to do, and we came out of it extremely well. So, it proved to me a lot right there, their character and their self-discipline that they've got.
Right. We're talking about maturity. Let's review back. Opening kickoff, they fumble. We get the ball. We don't go anywhere. Were you thinking about 3 weeks back when we did exactly the same thing to Linden?
Yes, I was, believe it or not. In fact, before the ball game started, I was really worried. I told our coaches, I said, I don't know if we're ready. I was really worried about our kids' mental preparation at that point, but all the other coaches felt good about it, so it's kind of like it's democracy. They all outvoted me on that, and thank goodness they did. But yes, I did worry about that. But at the same time, we told them before we went out, men, you've got to be patient and you got to be poised, because if we don't score and it goes a quarter or two without any scoring, sooner or later we're going to get something. We're going to get something, a field goal, a touchdown, or something, and we've got to take what we get when we get it. So our kids didn't lose any confidence there. We came right back out and got a fumble from them and took the ball down. Kenneth made a super throw to Casey for the touchdown, and that kind of opened the floodgates. We from that point on, we shut them down. We shut a good football team down to 122 yards total offense, and we had 405, and it's just it was a great team effort.
Right. I want to highlight Everett Dickerson for just a moment. 172 yards, 182 yards, depending on whose stats you go by. Excellent night. Do you think the prior 2 weeks with Blaylock running the ball had something to do with him getting opportunity, or is this just a good night for him?
Well, I think it had a lot to do with I've had more people ask me this last week, particularly sports writers, what's wrong with Dickerson? And I kept telling them, I said, there's nothing wrong with Everett. I said, Everett has accepted his role as being a fullback. He's a dimensional player for us, along with Derek, and he just was not getting the football a lot in those first couple of games. And I think the reason why is that people knew what Everett could do, and they didn't know what Derek could do at that point. Right. So, going into this ball game, Derek had a little bit of a problem holding on to the football, and a young athlete will do that in a big ball game. Right. He'll correct that. He'll come around. And that just allowed Everett to carry the football more. And when you got a running back that's running hard and producing, you keep giving the football to him. And that's exactly what I did. And,
right.
and he accepted the challenge. And, he proved once again that he's a leader and came through for us.
Right. Well, it was one of the lowest nights for Ken as far as passing. They had a fairly good defense to that end because they were in our backfield a lot more than all. Going back to Derek and the fumbles, was it a combination of jitters and artificial turf, or just I noticed one time he went down on the elbow, and it, I know from personal experience the turf hurts if you're not used to it when you fall down. Or is it just something he's just going to overcome?
Well, I really don't think the turf had anything to do with it. I think it was a combination of a young athlete that was in a big ball game, and I think once he fumbled the first time, he started thinking about it. And that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
And then number two, he has a tendency to carry the ball out away from his body too much, and we're going to work on that this week. And
bigger boys like that.
That's right. And he's not all that big, so he's got to hold that thing in tight and clinch it good. But he'll come around. He's going to have to. It's crunch time, and he knows, and he's going to accept the challenge. And that's just one of those things. And hopefully he'll accept the challenge and hold on to that ball better and keep producing for us.
Defensively, last week you made the comment that a couple of our guys just really didn't show up for last week's game. How did we do this week all the way around?
They showed up.
Good.
They showed up. We watched the video on the bus on the way back, and the kids that we had talked about.
Watched the video on the way back.
That's right. We had a bus that had monitors on it, so our kids wanted to watch. In fact, we took two buses. We took so many kids that, and 90% of them crowded onto our bus because it had the monitor, so they all crowded on there to watch the video. But the kids came through for us, and there's a big ball game, and again this Saturday night's going to be a biggie, and they're going to have to come through for us again. But it's a great feeling to be where we're at. We accomplished Atlanta history, and we're one of 8 football teams remaining in the state of Texas right now, and we feel good about our chances. Our kids can finally, Steve, see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that light at the end of the tunnel is that big silver football. Playing for all the marbles, and a football team like this only comes around once in a lifetime, and for a lot of coaches, and I think the thing that makes it so enjoyable and so good for me right now, that's all right. Our rabbit thing fell down, but it's just on its way to Nacogdoches, so don't worry about that.
It's still going.
That's right. It's still going and going and going. Don't worry about that, folks. But I think I think that we got a shot, and if we prepare well and work hard this week, we can play Jefferson, and I think our chances are extremely good.
Okay. Gainesville was purportedly number 2. Cuero, the number 1 team, was beat out by Port Isabel. Essentially, if we're to go by the polls, that puts Jefferson in the number 1 slot. So, here we go again. We're David playing up against Goliath. What are we going to expect out of them?
Well, I tell you what, Jefferson's got a good football team. They had a good football team last year into the playoffs, and they were young. They're seniors this year, and they're doing a great job. And of course, Coach Bennett and I are very good friends. I love Jerry to death down there, except for one night a year, and that'll be Saturday night. But he's got a fine football team. They're huge up front. They kind of remind me of Hooks. They're real big up front. In fact, we were talking yesterday. They average a little over 250 pounds up front, so they're big. They're not extremely quick up front, but they got 2 good backs, and the Duffy, Timmy Duffy at fullback, and Adrian Denmark at tailback, and their quarterback does a great job. But again, I think their kicking game is not as good as it should be. Their quarterback throws the ball pretty adequate, but I think that if we play the way we're capable, I
Right.
think we've got a better than average shot. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game like we've had. I think it's going to come down to possibly a field goal or a late touchdown or maybe even a penetration. But who cares? If we win 2-0 or 2-1 on penetrations, we'll take it.
Back to one other thing. Back to last week's game. The only points we gave up in the game was what should have been a safety in my mind. Reviewing the game for you, was he actually down?
I really couldn't tell. I think he may have been down, and the ball came out once his knees were on the ground. But you can chalk that one up to me. I've gotten to where I love to gamble coming out of my own end zone a lot, and people don't ever think you're going to throw. And our guys, we got into basically our Colorado offense, and I knew it'd give us maximum protection, and they shot the gap on us, and we did not make a gap call and did not block down. But if we could have gotten the pass off, Casey Kidd was wide open on the left sideline.
I saw that.
And we may have gone 99 yards for a touchdown. But those are things that happened, and of course we were up on them at that point. I was trying to just mix it up and confuse them, and sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
Well, to say this much, the guy that did tackling was Pegues that's supposed to go to Nebraska. So if nothing else, we gave up no more than we should have.
Well, that's not a defensive touchdown anyway. Our defense didn't give that up. That was my touchdown, and I gave that one up, and we just I'm proud of our kids. Our kids are excited. Our school's excited. Our community's excited. We're somewhere where we've never been before, and it's a wonderful feeling. It's like I told Coach Bennett the other day. I said, "Dadgummit, you've already won a state championship." I said, "Move out of the way and let Atlanta get there." Of course, I know he's not going to do that. His kids are fired up and are going to play well, and it's kind of a grudge match. We looked over our video last year against them when they beat us 24-7 down there, and we did not play bad. We played them well. We gave them essentially 2 touchdowns out of their 24 points, and I gave it to them, and I feel good about it. I feel like that if we play and our intensity's great, which it's going to be. Gosh, it's going to be a big ball game. There's liable to be 20,000 people in the stands, and it's going to be the ball game in East Texas. So,
how did we end up in Nacogdoches?
Well, we both wanted turf. Essentially, our kids love the turf. We got at the stadium the other night at 4:00. We weren't supposed to get there till 5. But if you know me, like my wife said, well, that doesn't surprise me. I'm early anywhere I go. I'd rather be an hour early than 5 minutes late. We got there at 4:00. The gates weren't even open to get in the stadium, so we let the kids out, and we walked around the stadium, just looked at the turf, and they found some holes in the fence. They crawled under the fence and got out there on the AstroTurf and started going wild and playing and stuff, and they like the turf. Okay. So, and plus, when you get to this point of the season, you always worry about the bad weather.
Right.
You worry about the ice, the snow, or the rain or whatever, and you want to give your kids the best opportunity to perform. And so we mutually agreed on Stephen F., and I think it's a great facility for us to play at.
Well, it is the closest one with turf. It is the biggest one. So.
Well, we weren't able to get it on Friday night, so we agreed to it on Saturday night. I think Garrison and Groveton are playing on it on Friday night, so we'll be there Saturday night.
Okay. And actually, when it comes down to it, it is the team's game. At this point, it's theirs. They deserve it. And
that's right.
They ought to dictate a little bit.
That's right.
Okay. Any closing comments?
No, I'll tell you what, I just want to thank again, the people. I close every week basically thanking the people from the town, from the community, from the area to come and watching us play. And Steve, it makes a world of difference when you look up there in those stands like we looked up there Friday night and saw a huge crowd of people backing our Rabbits and backing our players and our team. Folks, I'm telling you, it makes a difference for our players, and I appreciate that. And just have a safe trip coming back from Saturday night, and just enjoy yourself. You're going to see a good football game.
By the way, something I saw that, of course, we were on the opposite sideline. The enthusiasm, but a lot of people brought homemade banners. I saw a lot of confetti going up. I saw these little fans going up. Great job, guys. That has a lot to do because, believe it or not, the guys on the field can't hear that.
Well, those things were made, and let me give those people credit too. Those were made. Those were donated by businesses in our town, and a group of young ladies did that. I think it was maybe Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday or whatever night it was. They got in the cafeteria up there and they stapled all those rascals together. Carolyn Frost, my wife, Coach Melton's wife, Sandy Savage, Jackie Cannon. I think if I'm leaving any of them out, I'm not doing it purposely, but they all, you know, they all did a wonderful job, and those ladies deserve a lot of credit. And you know, it's amazing, Steve, you know, when you're having the success we're having, that the people that come out of the woodwork, and it's sad that it has to be like that, because I've said it again, and I'll say it over and over. When kids perform at any level, regardless if they win or lose, you know, I think it's the responsibility of the people to back them. And it's sad that a lot of times they come out of the woodwork when you're winning, but that's just human nature, I guess.
Hey, right now I'll take everything coming out of the woodwork.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
All right, we'll see you again next week. I'm Steve Rushing, along with Atlanta head coach Ben Scharnberg, and the Rabbits keep going and going and going and going.
Rabbits. Rushing Pest Control says, go Rabbits all the way to state. Andy and Steve at Rushing Pest Control are proud to be avid supporters of the mighty Atlanta Rabbits and invite you to go out and support the Rabbits on the road to the state playoffs. Rushing Pest Control, proud to be Atlanta Rabbits.
Then values change.